everything.
As always, I'm joined by Bruce Lee Rob. Also, tonight, a very, very special guest, the creative director of EA Sports UFC 3.
For the first time, combat sports had an official esports scene. Live broadcasts, commentary, fight cards, rankings, championships.
I know the UFC isn't on right now, but guess what? The virtual octagon is here.
And the community showed up. Hundreds of fight cards, thousands of competitors, a global audience tuning in to watch the fights. ESFL quickly established itself as the premier competitive league, and soon the league became part of the game itself. Official gear appeared inside the UFC game, allowing players to step into the virtual octagon wearing ESFL shorts. The league had arrived. But things were just warming up. The Community League would reach a new level. Las Vegas, where elite players from around the world competed live for the first ESFL World Championship.
I held this belt yesterday, and this is heavy. This is some high quality stuff.
Well, the story continues on because the next chapter starts right now.
From online forums to global broadcasts, from community tournaments to world-class competition, the best players in the world have fought for their place to be here. And now a new moment in ESFL history begins. London. The fighters are ready, the stage is set, and the world is watching. Live from the Virgin Media gamepad at the O2, you are watching ESFL Live, London.
Every esport had a stage, sports titles, shooters, fighting games, but combat sports esports had none. The ESFL changed everything.
As always, I'm joined by Bruce Lee Rob. Also, tonight, a very, very special guest, the creative director of ESPORTS UFC 3.
For the first time, combat sports had an official esports scene. Live broadcasts, commentary, fight cards, rankings, championships.
I know the UFC isn't on right now, but guess what? The virtual octagon is here.
And the community showed up. Hundreds of fight cards, thousands of competitors, a global audience tuning in to watch the fights. ESFL quickly established itself as the premier competitive league, and soon the league became part of the game itself. Official gear appeared inside the UFC game, allowing players to step into the virtual octagon wearing ESFL shorts. The league had arrived. But things were just warming up. The Community League would reach a new level. Las Vegas, where elite players from around the world competed live for the first ESFL World Championship.
I held this belt yesterday, and this is heavy. This is some high quality stuff.
Well, the story continues on because the next chapter starts right now.
From online forums to global broadcasts, from community tournaments to world-class competition, the best players in the world have fought for their place to be here. And now a new moment in ESFL history begins. London. The fighters are ready, the stage is set, and the world is watching. Live from the Virgin Media gamepad at the O2, you are watching ESFL Live London.
esport had a stage. Sports titles, shooters, fighting games, but combat sports esports had none. The ESFL changed everything.
As always, I'm joined by Bruce Lee Rob. Also, tonight, a very, very special guest, the creative director of ESPORTS UFC 3.
For the first time, combat sports had an official esports scene. Live broadcasts, commentary, fight cards, rankings, championships.
I know the UFC isn't on right now, but guess what? The virtual octagon is here.
And the community showed up. Hundreds of fight cards, thousands of competitors, a global audience tuning in to watch the fights. ESFL quickly established itself as the premier competitive league, and soon the league became part of the game itself. Official gear appeared inside the UFC game, allowing players to step into the virtual octagon wearing ESFL shorts. The league had arrived. But things were just warming up. The Community League would reach a new level. Las Vegas, where elite players from around the world competed live for the first ESFL World Championship.
I held this belt yesterday, and this is heavy. This is some high quality stuff.
Well, the story continues on because the next chapter starts right now.
From online forums to global broadcasts, from community tournaments to world-class competition, the best players in the world have fought for their place to be here. And now a new moment in ESFL history begins. London. The fighters are ready, the stage is set, and the world is watching. Live from the Virgin Media gamepad at the O2, you are watching ESFL Live London. Hello everybody, welcome back to another ESFL fight card. It is Friday night. We've got another exhibition card for you this evening with some top talent, some new upcoming stars, two very famous people on the screen for you right now as well. But of course, for all those people out there that didn't pre-order, it's UFC 6 launch day. So hell yeah, hope there's some new people coming in and new people got their hands on the game today, and we'll run through the fight card and everything later. But first of all, I've got to introduce these two gentlemen on the screen. First, we've got the young prodigy, Mr. Zayaf, mate. We saw you fight last week. I know you've been having a good time at UFC 6. Are you excited to be here today, bud?
I am thrilled. So thanks to the ESFL for having me. I can't wait to get into these fights. There are some incredible fighters on the card. It's going to be a great time.
Hell yeah, definitely, man. And of course, we've got Crooks the Great as well, man. Long-time ESFL veteran. You've been in the booth a bunch of times, Crooks. It's lovely to have you here, man.
Hey, thanks, man. It's good to be back. I feel like it's been a little bit of time since I've been away from the competitive UFC scene, but I had to come back for UFC 6, and I just can't wait to see all the competitors play this game.
Hell yeah, man. We got a dream team here tonight in the commentary booth. You guys are in for a treat. Cannot wait. Don't forget to like the stream on the old YouTube and stuff like that as we're going on. Everyone on Twitch, hello. We have some game codes we're giving away today. Got 2 copies of the game to give away on Xbox. I believe that's taking place in the YouTube chat before the co-main, and then 1 before the main event. So definitely get ready for some ESFL trivia as well. But let's take a look at this fight card, lads, okay? Because we have a freaking stacked card, especially at the top. In the main event, the return of Suave Jamie. Last week, he didn't get the job done. He's taking on K1's Vuk. Zayaf, I know you're excited for this. This is a top-level matchup in the main event, mate.
I'm thrilled. I mean, seeing Jamie fight is always such a treat. He's such a technical talent. He's so patient. He's so calculated. He picks every single shot and he just works you to the death. I'm not too familiar with Vuk, and that is really exciting as well because it means he's going to bring a new dynamic. It's not the same fights that we've seen each time. It's thrilling.
I like that. Look at that. God, he's good. God, the kid's good. Anyway, I know I'm going to ask you about this co-main event, Crooks, because I know you like Hammer. We got 2 old school veterans in the co-main, Hammer versus Papa Lima tonight.
Yeah, I mean, 2 veterans that have been around the game for quite a long time, and they both have kind of had their highs and their lows, but they're looking to start off UFC 6 on the right track. So I'm interested to see, you know, how both of these guys are actually going to adapt to the game, because if I know Hammer, he's going to try to stand up, but more on the grappling side, where Papa Lima is a specialist on the feet, especially with the leg kick. So I'm really interested to see how both of these veterans adapt to this iteration of the game in the co-main event.
Nice, nice. We've got a bunch of other names on there as well. Striking is coming back. We've got Samurai making a return. Peyton, number 75 in the world. Host Ninja inside that top 50 as well in the rankings. A bunch of people you won't know who are making their debuts. Some people who've come up through the ESFL Discord and the new system to get themselves matched up and ranked. So there we go. We've got a lot coming up tonight, and also we've got another card tomorrow night as well. I'll show you a preview of that in a minute. We don't just have a look at that right now. But I think we do have it. Here we go. Take a look what's happening on Saturday. There you go. Prioxis coming back. I know he's been very excited to get back into the competitive scene. He's been making some videos on it, and anytime he competes at esports, he really turns it up. The man has top tier talent. Excited to see that. So that is a fight card for you tomorrow night. But before we get too carried away with that, let's get on with the fights this evening, I think, because we've got a bunch to get through. 12 fights for you, and the first fight, as always, is a banger. We always have a banger lined up first. We've got V-Pain taking on Yair Kickboxing. It's going to be great. We're going to lightweight. Zayaf, do you know anything about these players, and what do you think of this weight class, mate?
Yeah, it's a fascinating weight class because there's basically infinite stylistic matchups and opportunities you can take, right? You have the boxers, you have the kickboxers, you have the grapplers. Any matchup you want, you're going to get. And here we see them locking in with Justin Gaethje, Tony Ferguson. Ooh. Just absolutely fascinating because you have the unorthodox striking versus the pressure fighting, the leg kicks. Tony Ferguson has the grappling. It's going to be amazing. What about you, Crooks?
Yeah, this is a really, really good matchup here in this game. I haven't really got to use Tony Ferguson yet, so this will be my first time actually seeing him, but Justin Gaethje is a really, really good style if you want to kickbox, so I'm interested to see how they're going to do.
So we've got V-Pain picking up Tony Ferguson, Yair Kickboxing, taking Gaethje, already taking tons of damage on the chin. You've got great recovery with Gaethje, though, as well, but here we go with the right roundhouse as well, already pushing that action, trying to get in his face with the hands is Yair Kickboxing.
Yeah, what we're seeing early here is Yair Kickboxing trying to close the distance, right? He knows he has the power in the pocket. He knows that he's going to be able to win the exchanges, but V-Pain is being very technical in avoiding all the shots, and that's the dynamic we're seeing early on.
Good stuff there with another right hand. I mean, 98 kick power, I think it is, on Gaethje. Overall, not one of the best statted fighters, but he's got so many tools when it comes to the feet. I've been loving Tony Ferguson, though. The diversity, but there's a nasty uppercut that lands. Misses on that body kick. And V-Pain seems to be having a little bit of trouble with the range, even though he's got that reach advantage, Crooks.
Yeah, it's because of the way that that Yair is actually establishing the rhythm. He's doing a good job of, he's set the pace that their fight's going to be contested at, but then he's using what I like to call a broken rhythm and interrupting Pains when Pains tries to close the distance, either with a straight to the body or a straight up top.
It's a nice flying knee as well to keep that pressure on V-Pains. He's going to have a hard time operating off the back foot, and he's trying to get these kicks going, but the boxing combinations, like you said, Crooks, interrupting nicely. There's a lead uppercut after a lead body shot as well off that lead hand side. That's nice work from V-Pains. I think he's probably going to have to mix it up, and he's throwing the spinning elbow into the reverse elbow there, Zayev.
Yeah, well, what we're seeing here, he's trying the unorthodox combinations, right? He's not going to win a straight battle, you know, throwing the 1-2-3s and boxing with him. But if he's able to get this, you know, crazy strikes in that Tony Ferguson is kind of famous for, and the interesting combinations like the straight uppercut, that's what you're going to see is really going to tag Gaethje there.
And that's a very realistic thing that Tony Ferguson did in real life. He has very unorthodox strikes as well as very unorthodox timing, and that's what caused a lot of people to struggle when he was on that 8-fight winning streak. So that's exactly what Pains is trying to do here, as he shoots for a nice ankle pick takedown right there. Now he's in an advantageous spot.
Yeah, loving that he's mixing in the grappling so early as well. A minute left in the round, but still got time to work. Also test out the ground game of Yair kickboxing. Got kickboxing in the name. We'll see if he can grapple. Tony's best stats on this game, though, 100 in that cardio, 98 in that chin. I mean, he's all right with the punch power. You'd think he'd have a little more, but that reach as well, using that jab, you can slam those fists into someone's face over and over again. Into the full guard now. Slightly better for Yair, but the posture up, then the cancel back down. We'll see if V-Pains tries to pass her, if he's all right, just to get some damage off. Only 20 seconds, I have.
Yeah, well, you know, he's trying to win the round, right? It's been a very close round. They've done about equal damage on the feet. Gaethje has a little more power, so his punches are going to be scored a little bit better. So V-Pain is trying to neutralize that, and you see him looking at the stats there, and very, very close first round, but that takedown might have sealed it for him with the top control.
What do you think, Crooks?
Yeah, it was a really close first round. I would say just with the shots that Yair kickboxing was able to land, I feel like they may have stole him the round, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah, it was a close first round. V-Pain's probably quite happy with the stats. V-Pain only 4-5 in the ESFL, but he's fought some top guys, so he's ranked 139th overall. Got a 70% chance to win, according to our bot here this evening.
Oh, wow.
So we'll see if the dubTC bot is right about that. Oh, tries to pull counter lead uppercut. Nothing there. V-Pain's taking that lead hook. Still able to get a fair amount of damage off. And with Tony as well, because you have all these elbow techniques, they do tend to score and do a fair amount of damage compared to, you know, landing a standard hook. Flow state's up as well. I think Tony's is more of a defensive flow state. He rips off the right hand there after he slipped that lead uppercut. And he keeps trying this flying knee. I love the takedown. Great late denial there, though, Zayev. But stamina-wise, do you think Yair's pouring out a little too much? He's going flow state as well, though.
You know, it's a 3-round fight, so he's able to exert a little bit more, especially if he thinks he won that first round, which, as Crooks pointed out, he might have. He landed some good shots. So if he just takes the first 2 rounds, he can settle back for the third, even with lower stamina. Nice slip counter.
Yeah, and somebody has to establish dominance here. This is a really close fight, and it's going to come down to reads right there as he lands. Pains just landed a beautiful interrupting lead uppercut again. But one of these guys has to start to take charge of this fight, because it's really close, and it's going to come down to a judge's scorecard.
He loves this lead uppercut, does V-Pain, sending it all night. I like the double jab he's been sending out as well. When he actually sits right at that range of Tony Ferguson, he's doing good. Right there, trying to crowd and stay on the inside space and let the elbows go. But he's doing good work when he's touching with the range, using that jab back to orthodox. Now the lead uppercut comes out again. Nice little shot, been looping up the middle. We see Yair really trying to grab this single collar and shovel some uppercuts in there. Not had a ton of success, and he does get hit by the spinning elbow, but lands a big lead hook. And there is a fair amount of damage on that 100 chin stat there, Zayev.
Yeah, you know, what the problem that V-Pain is having right now during this fight is he's only trying to interrupt, right? He's trying to predict, he's trying to throw, as Crooks pointed out, the intercepting straight uppercut, but he's not, you know, taking the lead. He's not pushing the pace, and that's why Yair is able to land these big shots, because he's the one in control of the pace right now.
Yeah, and something that I would actually like to see him implement is the lead body kick. The lead body kick in UFC 6 is so good right now, and it hits at a longer distance as he gets another ankle pick takedown right there into side control. So let's hope he's able to, you know, to capitalize on Tony Ferguson's advantage here on the ground.
Yeah, definitely. I like he's shooting these takedowns, just mixing it up, scoring additional points. And, you know, we've got less than a minute left in the round, but it doesn't really matter. Thinking about the submission there, but he's going to roll through. He's got back control, and he's going to pop his flow state. It's unbreakable. I'm not entirely sure if that contributes to any grappling. I don't think it does. I think it's a stamina boost, but I'm not sure. I need to probably have a look. Either way, good place to be for V-Pains again at the end of a round that he's probably thinking he's banked. And if you're Yair, what kind of adjustments do we need to make here, Zayaf?
Yeah, I think he needs to do what he's doing, but cleaner. Because what's happening is he pushes the pace, he gets forward, but then he's throwing this big lead flying knee, or he lets off, right? He needs to stalk his opponent, get him to the back of the cage, and then rip the fast combinations, instead of throwing just one big shot and backing off, allowing him back into the fight.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Zayaf. And he needs to throw single strikes to set up his combinations instead of just trying to combo and allowing Pains to kind of just back up and then initiate a combination back with him.
Yeah, we've got some people in the chat very up on V-Pains right here, man. It's got some fans. Also some people saying this is the, you know, Dream Team commentary. I agree. This is a great booth to have here tonight. Thank you very much, Life and Crooks, for making the time this evening. Just getting started here tonight, 12 fight card, and there's that right head kick. Very Justin Gaethje-like. I mean, that's so accurate. What a beautiful animation we've got there. But he's landed that a few times on the guard. That one lands clean. Going to make V-Pains a little more hesitant. And another takedown there. Gets a little revenge. Kicks the leg. That did a fair amount of damage as well. We'll see if the switch stance stats plays in, but there's another lead uppercut, another right elbow from V-Pains. He's a real big damaging strike, spinning elbow off the duck into the reverse as well. Now teeing off and cutting up the face as well.
Yeah, well, these guys are both in desperation mode right now because nobody knows who won those first two rounds. It could be 2018 to Gaethje, it could be 2018 to Ferguson. We have no idea. Both of them need to put their stamp on this fight, get a knockdown, get a big rock like that. Just get some big damage off, or it's going to the judges, and we don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah, for sure. And they both, even in this round, it's an epitome of the entire fight here in this round. Both are landing really good shots and landing good counter and interrupting shots. It's wide open for the taking on who wants this fight more.
Yeah, Yair, you know, he's had 3 ESFL fights. He's fought some top-level guys, and he's never actually picked up a win. He's getting V-Pains tonight, who's, you know, definitely also had a fair few against some top-level guys. Got a bit of a fan base, so Yair would love to take this one, but again, another level change from V-Pain, giving him a taste of his own medicine. And, you know, if V-Pain wants to win this fight, it's pretty wise. Gaethje off the back does not have a lot of options. He's got some fairly good get-ups, but he's not really been able to get off the mat since he's been taken down. And we'll see if Yair is able to find a way out. Going to deny the double hooks there as well. Got a brief window of time as we hit a little lag spike. But less than a minute here. I mean, we'll have to see. Maybe a submission attempt would be nice to lock in for V-Pains, but it has been a fairly competitive fight to get us started here. It's been nice to see.
It's really close. I mean, you know, the problem is V-Pain's getting this control, but he's not doing any damage with it, right? Yair kickboxing, he landed the big leg kicks, he landed that head kick and the overhand earlier in the round. I don't know that just a takedown and some control is going to be enough to win V-Pain this fight with 1 minute left.
Yeah, and it's really going to come down to this last minute as he landed, both guys trying to land jumping knees. It's really going to come down to whoever lands last, I feel like, in this matchup, because these guys are both so equally skilled.
Man, he's really looking for that spinning elbow again. Off the duck. Doesn't get it that time, and the pull counter comes off there.
Bigger shots are coming out.
The flying knees, like you said, desperation mode. Both guys are going for it. The overhand lands
Huge
nice
rock.
and clean, and he almost slipped into the uppercut. Big gash on the side of the face. That's huge damage, and what a crazy way to end this third round. That might literally have stolen it. The second was so close. There's the rolling thunder at the end.
I think that's a fight sealer. Honestly, you'll notice that's the only rock that happened.
There we go.
And there it is.
Wow. Well, takes the decision, mate. I mean, that's good work there. Crooks, you said it was close the whole way through. And you were right, man. Stills it in the final sequence.
Yeah, that rock is really what did it. It came down to the last minute, and I mean, they had Gaethje winning the second round, so yeah, it was 1-1 going into that last round, and I feel like that stun right there at the end really sealed it, because that round pretty much was the epitome of that fight. You know, both guys landed good shots. There was a takedown, and then yeah, it really came down to just that last overhand rock that Gaethje was able to get.
That's got to be frustrating. You get clipped with something like that. I know V-Pain is in the chat saying robbery, but you know, it's taking it with a pinch of salt. What can you do? Fought a great first round, fought a good fight all the way through. Some nice movement, good stuff with Tony mixed in the takedowns, but yeah, just consistency there, I think, and that big overhand sneaking through at the end, doing some big damage. The block gauge was coming down quite a lot, so you know, maybe that was contributing to that slightly. But great win for Yair Kickboxing. And his first win as well in the ESFL. So well done, Yair. Gets it done with a crazy overhand at the end. A lot of people are picking up Gaethje, man. He's a nice, solid pick in this game now. So we'll see how things shape up. And we're going to middleweight for our next matchup, guys. So let's move straight on. The fighters are ready. We'll get straight into it. We have only one knight who has never competed in an ESFL event, but did compete at ESFL Live London. So some in-person LAN experience for him, and taking on Ali Creed, number 242 in our rankings. There's about 1,000 players on the ESFL rankings, so 242 is not bad at all, and doing pretty good. Zaif, do you know anything about these two?
I just do want to correct you real quick. It is only one king, not only one knight.
Yeah, I was in this last week, you know?
Yeah, we just want to get their names correct. You know, only one king, we don't know anything about him because he's 0-0. He played ESFL Live London, but that makes him a threat because you don't know what he's about to do, right? You have no clue. Ali Creed, though, he's clearly looking at the Anderson Silva pick here. He's looking at trying to be technical. He's going to try to be evasive and interesting, and especially we're going to get a kickboxing match here, it looks like. What Ali Creed is going to try to do, he's going to counter, slip, and rock.
Anderson Silva, the #1 pick overall at middleweight with a 94.5 average. We've got our dubTC bot pulling out the stats for us here tonight. Also had some big striking advantages over Adesanya on the feet as well. Faster hand speed, faster kick power, or more kick power, better accuracy, better chin. Cardio might play a factor here as well, but Crooks, I don't know who you favor in this matchup. This is a matchup we see online quite a lot.
Yeah, it definitely is. It just comes down to how both guys are actually going to play it. And both guys are off to a really good start. You see Ali Creed more wanting to be off the back foot, trying to interrupt Adesanya as he closes the distance with some shots. But Adesanya is doing a good job of gauging the range, picking his shots, not being there and overextending on his combination so far early in this first round.
Good lead hook there from Ali Creed, working off the back foot. Like you said, only one king, though. Very methodical and targeted with this offense. Lots of lead handwork early, now the lead hook. And a nice body kick, slipping it in there as well. So liking the shot selection from only one king so far, but Ali finding his timing now as well.
Yeah, well, we're seeing a lot of southpaw pressure boxing from only one king. It's not what you would typically expect from an Israel Adesanya player, but maybe it's catching Ali Creed off guard, right? He was expecting this really technical fight, and only one king is just backing him up to the fence.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's interesting as well. And what would kind of be advantageous for Adesanya would be to switch in between the stances, as you see him switch right there, just to give different looks, just to try to change those weapons up. And obviously the defensive is going to be different as well, as you see right there with the back body kick instead of the lead body kick. So it's going to give Ali Creed different looks if he continues to change stances.
Yes, definitely. And good combination work from only one king as well. He's putting 3-4 punches together. There's some more damage on that chin health. That is a fair amount of damage to be taken early. Anderson Silva doesn't have a massively high recovery stat. Nice work, and then ending with the head kick of the 1-2, and he's really smashing apart that block. Huge. And as it was so low, the bleed through damage on the lead uppercut causing damage, and he stands there and takes 4 more shots, whiffs again. Ali Creed definitely not in a good spot there, eating a ton of damage in that first round, and another lead body kick.
We're seeing a big dynamic shift here, right? Ali Creed, early on, he was trying to be technical, back up to the fence, evade, but as soon as he faced some pressure from only one king, he started walking forward. And only one king is now slipping, ripping, and countering, and he's able to do that because Ali Creed's abandoned his game.
Yeah, and it's going against what Anderson Silva is good at, which in UFC 6 is the wrong thing to do. You have to fight the way that these guys fight, the way that these guys would approach the matchup in real life. Gone are the days of just pressuring forward and throwing strikes and block breaking. You have to set everything up. So I feel like with Ali Creed, for him to work himself back into this fight, he's going to have to start using some feints, looking to set up some of those lead body kicks, especially when Adesanya is in the southpaw stance.
Nice body kick there from Ali Creed. Yeah, exactly what you said there, Crooks. I mean, maybe a little more head movement, some slip and rips with the Anderson Silva pick. You've got that like water perk. It's very, very good. Great accuracy, so you can find the chin in those kind of exchanges as well. But yeah, interesting work there from both guys, but you got to hand it to the Israel Adesanya pick here. Just the pressure boxing, like you said, it's kind of working around the Anderson Silva, and even there, like that's a nice rip to the body with a rear uppercut, but he got tagged with a straight as well at the same time. Lovely slip. Yeah, I love how you can exchange now though in UFC 6. Much cleaner exchanges.
Yeah, but all of these exchanges are going to favor the more powerful fighter. And in this matchup, that is Israel Adesanya. He's going to be more powerful, he's going to have higher level punch stats, and he's going to have the better chin. So what Ali Creed needs to do is avoid these shots, slip, rip to the body, and then rip to the head. Play the long game, play the stamina game, and play the counter game.
I'll just say, because I got them up, the chin stat on Anderson Silva's 98, on Izzy it's 92. And they have even punch power. So it's good to have the stats up, isn't it? Sorry, Chris.
Well, there you go. Interesting.
No, you're good. That is a very good stat to know. And obviously with the game just coming out, we're all going to be in the process of learning everybody's stats. But look at Ali Creed is starting to press forward a little bit, working that nice lead body kick, interrupting with very clean shots. And this is really what he needs.
That block is taking a long time to recover. And only one King easing off the pressure there just a little bit to kind of get that resetting a little bit. But it is surprising how much Ali Creed's breaking through that block right now. I think only one in King. He just stepped on the footwork just a little bit just before Ali's recovering, but giving Ali Creed that time to push forward is not necessarily good. Flow state up on both fighters right now. Ali Creed having a little bit more success, but he has taken a fair bit of damage, I'd say. Only one King still ahead on that. There's a nice lead hook, though, that'll help start to turn things around.
Well, and he's throwing shorter shots. That's been the key in this round. He's only throwing 2, maybe 3-piece combinations, and he's trying to do less of the huge kicking that got him in such trouble, you know, when only one King would just counter him in boxing range. So that's why we're seeing success here. It's short shots and then trying to find the counter, Crooks.
Yeah, and I like the way that Ali Creed has adapted in this round. He's thrown in a new wrinkle. He's adding in that lead hook to stop the head movement of Adesanya. And you see only one King, he took a second to adjust to it, right? Because he was getting caught a lot with that lead hook, because he likes to move his head a lot, like right there. But he catches him right there with a nice straight lead uppercut, switches stance just to give him a different look. And unfortunately, he let Ali Creed off the hook right there. But it looks like he's finally adjusted to the adjustment that Ali Creed made.
It's another close fight to get us started here. Our third exhibition card for UFC 6. We've got another card tomorrow night. Cryoxis headlining in a great matchup and plenty more fights here tonight. Suave Jamie in the main event, but there's another lead hook off that right-hand side from Ali Creed. Nice rear uppercut, though, to stop that pressure as he's level changing to the body, and the head movement and that long guard flick just keeping Ali Creed in it right now. Oh.
Well, he's still advancing forward, and these are the moments when he's getting caught, right? When he's trying to push forward with the 1-2 or trying to push with a body kick, and then only one King just throws off a really, really nice shot. But it's a lot closer in this round than it was in the first, so good adjustments there as a big rock.
Ooh.
Yeah, and to add on to exactly what you're saying, Zayef, that's why I was saying he needs to add in some feints. Because if he adds in the feints, it mixes up your entry timing, and it makes Anderson Silva that much more harder to read as he gets caught again with a nice right hook.
Oh, and now
man,
this is turning into a war.
Yeah, and he's having a lot of success later in this round than he did earlier in the second round.
Yeah, man, Ali Creed in a bad way towards the end of that round. It has been close, but turning it up there, it was back and forth. We've got rocks on both sides, damage on both sides. Someone could definitely find that finish in this third round. They got cardio still to play with. It's been kind of a more methodical, systematic approach, I feel like, from only one King, who's really had a sort of game plan at different moments in the fight for the shot he wants to learn. Versus on the other side, we're just kind of getting, you know, Ali Creed throwing what he seems to be there, not always landing, and also getting himself in danger a little bit. So I guess really it's on who makes the mistakes in this third and final rounds, I have.
Yeah, it's all going to be about who capitalizes on vulnerable moments, because both of them are putting themselves into vulnerable moments in order to try to get the finish. So who's going to be able to read that and counter it? Right now, only one King's been doing a better job. That's why he has the head health advantage going into this last round, Crooks.
Yeah, and really, if I had to guess, Only One King is up 2-0 as he lands another rock right there to start off this third round. I mean, Ali Creed's going to have to take a little bit more risk and risk potentially getting himself knocked out to open up some opportunities to finish this fight.
I think you're right, Crooks. I mean, it doesn't seem necessarily like a smart idea, but if he wants to definitely win it, he might need to. He has that like water perk. You've got the head movement. You can really set up some nice slips. But now this is Only One King once again walking him down. It was nice body work. The right hand rocks him one more time. That block is broken. There's the head movement on the defense that keeps him in the fight. But if he can pull off a counter, he can start to turn things around. But the straight does so much damage. Smashes through that block that was super low. And things are starting to look real bad for Ali Creed here.
I mean, at this point, you have to go for broke. You know you're down 2-0 just because of the damage, and you have to get some big shots like he's doing here, but is it going to be enough?
Oh.
Yeah, that flow state with Anderson Silva is really, really dangerous, and that could turn the course of the fight. Good job by Only One King, mixing it up, looking to grapple, trying to catch Ali Creed off. Really kind of just catch him slipping with that takedown, but nice job by Ali Creed keeping it on the feet.
I like the way he's rolling to the body and the head on the hooks. It's making Only One King hesitant. There's a rear uppercut. Lead hook lands as well. Head movement from Only One King on point. Avoids most of the damage after the initial rock. But he himself now needs to be a bit careful. We might get two guys being quite hesitant. But again, the double hooks from Creed rolling body head and finding the home round the card. That looked like that could be it right there as he ducked under that shot. This is heating up, and that uppercut is finding a home time and time again. Man, it feels like both guys are trying to slip and find that big shot, though.
Well, to me, it looks like Only One King is just trying to survive, right? He knows he's got 2 rounds in the bank, but now he fires off a combination!
This is going to be it. Surely, there it's over.
Wow.
Just as we thought he was trying to survive. I mean, they were both hurt enough that on the defense, the straight clips him, puts it together for a finishing sequence to get the Izzy dance right here. But, I mean, that's got to feel good, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, he looked like he was in a little bit of trouble there in that third round. He was able to kind of keep his composure, plant his feet, launch off a good, solid, stationary combination, hurt him, dropped him, got the finish. I'm very, very impressed with the Only One King in this matchup, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, man, good work from both guys. Another close matchup. But yeah, Only One King stepping up there. And again, Only One King, that was the ESFL debut, competed at ESFL Live London. Now gets a nice win on the board there, Zaya.
Yeah, I mean, it really shows well for his future, right? He stepped in, he didn't look like he had any nerves, he fully executed his game plan, did very well early on, got in a bit of trouble, which, a lesser fighter, they're gonna collapse under that pressure. They're gonna go, oh my God, it's my ESFL debut, I'm getting rocked, like I'm under a lot of strain, but he took the perfect opportunities, slipped, got the counters, got the interception, the 1-2-3 going, and finished the fight. Very impressive.
Yeah, very impressive indeed. Good stuff. Good performances so far tonight. Thank you if you're just joining us on the Twitch or on the YouTube. Let's take a look at the fight card real quick before we go into the next matchup, and then we can take a look at some results as well. But we have Suave Jamie in our main event. Going to be a great matchup against Vuk as well. K1 Vuk has been a high-level competitor, was a PlayStation champion back in UFC 5 as well. And Suave Jamie fought last weekend, had a tough loss, but trying to bounce straight back as well. Number 3 in the world versus number 22 right there in that matchup. So it's going to be good. We've got some legends in the co-main event. Lima Hammer striking his back as well against Cass, who thinks he can hold his own. Should be a tough matchup there for Cass, but we'll see how he plays out. Samurai Payton's going to be fireworks as well. Let's take a look at the results as well so far tonight. A couple of fights in. It's been a nice matchup. As long as we've got the results, actually. I've asked. There we go, guys. There we go. Good stuff as well. Kickboxing picking up the first win of his ESFL career there with a decision win, and Only One King also getting the first win of his ESFL career. So good to go. But right, let's jump straight into the next matchup here. It's Simple Pip taking on MG at middleweight. Got to love both of them. Simple Pip, 3 fights in the ESFL, 2-1 so far, and MG, more experience there, 15 fights, but actually a bit more. No, 15, I am right about that. Either way, both men are locking in some classic picks here at Zayaf.
Yeah, well, and we see from their fighter profiles, these are exactly the picks they want to be going for. Simple Pip calls himself a sprawl and brawl boxer, while MG is a pull counter striker. So it's going to be a stylistic matchup. Who can implement their style better, and really, who can, as Crooks pointed out, play the most like their fighter? Because that's what UFC 6 is all about, Crooks.
Yeah, it really, really is. And this is a tough matchup in this game for Sean Strickland. This is the one that I personally have ran a lot. So I'm real interested to see the way that Sean approaches this fight against Adesanya.
Simple Pip with the Sean Strickland pick in the blue corner, MG in the red corner with Israel Adesanya. Already that jab working nicely, but I love how he's finishing to the body with the knee. He might be throwing that teep, and it's morphing into the knee, but either way, it's a nice shot to throw off those jabs, and you see the hand speed you get with Strickland. You can really chain a lot of different strikes together. Combination punching is on point, and that teep going to keep him honest, build a flow state as well. So good use of Sean Strickland and his skill set. I love the jab to the body, jab high. MG trying to meet him punch speed for punch speed, but I'm here. Just want to have a look where the punch speed stat is for Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland actually one of the worst overall rated fighters in this weight class. 97 cardio. Punch speed is 94, and I believe that is slower. Izzy's got the speed advantage, the cardio advantage, the power advantage, the kick and punch. So we'll just see. But right now, Pip put it on.
Oh my goodness.
A bit of a masterclass here, Zayef. And how are you, Sean Strickland?
Yeah, well, what we're seeing is that those stats don't tell you the whole story. Yes, Sean Strickland might have the slower punch speed, but look at his animations. They're quick, they're snappy, and they're very, very... It's like he's just whipping out those punches. It's a very quick snap, as opposed to Izzy, who's planting a little more on those punches. And right now, Pip is getting to the head quicker with those very quick jab straights, Crooks.
Yeah, for sure. And you hit the nail on the head, right? It's not what your stats are, it's how you use the fighter that you're actually using. And from what I've seen, Pip's actually doing a really good job of managing the range as he gets caught right there with a nice lead uppercut. But he needs to be careful because Adesanya is very, very tricky as he lands a nice, beautiful slip right hook. But, I mean, he is doing a really, really good job of using Sean Strickland at the ranges he needs to be using him at.
Yeah, and he's taking a little damage there on the back foot. There's the power difference. And, big shot right there. Rocks him. A lovely combination work from MG, mixing things up. You know, Sean Strickland has that tank perk that increases the block, but it only works when you're moving forward. And so on the back foot, when he does get pushed back like that, MG's able to really bust up that block, and he did so right there, accumulating some damage. And already you see Pip, the offense has slowed down, he's becoming more hesitant, and that is not going to help when you've got Israel Adesanya walking you down, Zayef.
It's not at all, because what we're seeing, or what we were seeing early on, is exactly what you mentioned. It was the combo chaining, right? So we could land one strike and then extrapolate it into a 6-piece or an 8-piece or whatever it was. But now that was putting him in vulnerable situations, and that caused him to get rocked. So I don't know that we're going to see all of these combinations firing out from him now, which is just going to make it worse for him, Crooks.
Yeah, and the way that Pip is actually using Sean Strickland right now is really more of a better way to actually use Sean Strickland. You want to pressure, but at the same time, you want to keep somebody at a distance so where you can be defensively safe. So it looks like he's switching up off of being rocked and is starting to use Sean Strickland a little more how Sean Strickland approached this fight in real life.
Yeah, I mean, cardio stats are similar, really. I mean, it is all in how he's going to play out this next round here. MG definitely finding the timing and taking advantage of that power as well. Good head movement still from Pip, though, and now he's straight back on that pressure. Block gauge is nice and full. He has that flow state, so he can get defensive if he needs to. But I like how he's walking him down, but the pull counters from MG have really started to add up. He's landed a few of them now. He's reading those double jabs, and he's also looping big shots to the body. Another pull counter straight, and then a big, long left hook, and then another straight right as well. Lovely work from MG.
Yeah, he's playing the interception game. That's the big thing we're seeing, is as Pip plays the Strickland role of pressure boxing, walking him down, throwing the big strikes, MG is just sitting back, allowing him to come to him and picking the perfect moments to intercept him with the simple straight shots, and then going for bigger shots as he gets a knockdown there.
Yeah, it's not looking good. MG's done a good job of adjusting to this game plan that Pip actually has as he rocks him again with a nice straight. He's trying to start to walk him down, drops him with the clean lead hook, letting him back up. Smart stuff right here from MG.
Yeah, Pip is under a ton of pressure right now. He's been hurt. He's got that doctor's icon. I think he might have a cut above the eye. And it's just hard for him to land his boxing because the head movement from MG has just been so on point tonight. Lovely combination work. When he does get him to stand still and now he can fire back. That's how you take advantage of that block, when you can unleash a combo, block all the counter, and then get straight back on that pressure. He's taken a lot of damage though. So the question is, can he continue to absorb all these shots on the block? Nice right hand. And he tried to pull counter. He got tagged with a rear uppercut though. Not entirely sure what happened there, but a lovely body kick on the end of it. And then again, loops the lead hook to the body, comes back up top. And all this pressure on Pip, slowly chipping away all those health stats.
Well, we're seeing a snowball effect, right? He gets one rock, and then he gets another drop, and then he gets another rock, and then he gets another drop, and it just goes from there. So Pip needs to get back in the fight now, but he gets tagged with an uppercut, and this could be it.
Oh, man, more ground and pound, and it is over.
There it is.
Wow, another TKO finish with an Israel Adesanya pick. Great work there to find that finish, Crooks, man. I mean, initially had a bit of trouble, but really a masterclass there on how to deal with a Sean Strickland player, I think.
Yeah, for sure. He found the ranges, and not only did he find the ranges, he picked the right shots and the right timing on the shots to be able to drop Sean there. He caught him being a little bit too over aggressive, and he even caught him in spots where, you know, Sean was trying to be and Pip was trying to be a little more defensively minded, but it didn't matter. Once MG got his range, once MG got the reads and the timing down, he was able to just get it done.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Some high-level plays here tonight. Some good adaptations as well. Guys having to adjust to what's coming their way. So it's nice to see these players, you know, mixing things up in there as well. We are getting some metas established. You know, Izzy doing very well so far at middleweight, but we have seen the players lose. And again, it really is on using those perks. If you can get your flow meter off as well and playing around that. Some people build up that flow state meter to try and capitalize on that as well. But either way, good fights so far tonight. But we're not going back to middleweight for the next one. It's time to head back to featherweight. And we've got a great matchup here as well. We've got Storm, who is a great pressure striker. We've seen him here in the ESFL many times, taking on a debut in Andy Raya, who I believe enters the ESFL now through the new Discord bot by challenging players in the Discord bot, getting some wins over players in the community, and now earning his ESFL debut on this exhibition card. So let's see what they got. Featherweight, and yeah, looks like a striker's dream matchup here, Zaya.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for this matchup. First of all, if you're a pressure fighter, using Conor McGregor, that's your gold standard, right? That is your bread and butter. And I mean, or sorry, it looks like the pressure striker is using Ilia Topuria.
Yeah.
And then the debut is using Conor McGregor, and that's going to really change the dynamics, because usually Conor is the pressure striker, but he also plays brilliantly on the back foot. You know, the pull straight, the step back straight, all of these counter shots. This is going to be great. What are your predictions early, Crooks?
Yeah, this is going to be a striker's delight. Neither one of these guys, I mean, Ilia can grapple, but if you're using Ilia in this game, more than likely, you're going to try to pressure somebody and get in that boxing range and launch off them nice, crispy, clean boxing combination. I'm interested to see the way that both of these guys are actually going to play this.
Yeah, I mean, technically McGregor has a slight advantage with the speed and the power is even at 100, but we'll see who plays what and who gets to dictate their range, because with McGregor, Andy needs a little bit more space to operate. Loops in that lovely left hand there. We'll see if Matador can really close that inside range. Storm, as is otherwise known. Nice job catching the kick, runs into the fence. We know how dangerous those body hooks are. That right hand took chunks out of the chin. Also, that straight to the body's working. Tons of pressure so far from Matador, but there's a nice head kick from Andy Raya, who just needs that bit of space to operate as McGregor.
He does, but he can't overthrow, right? Because Topuria is operating with a better cardio stat of 5 points, and oh my goodness!
He's gonna get off there. It could be over. And Andy was just not moving the feet. So dangerous against an Ilia Topuria player who's popped the flow state as the block barely recovers, Crooks.
Yeah, it's because Ilia Topuria has that hunter trait, so when you put your back against the cage and he lands, flow boost. But right there, nice combination by Andy Raya to keep Topuria at bay. But what Andy needs to do is keep his back off of the cage, keep that range at a distance where Conor McGregor's animations, like right there, where you keep him at the end of the punches and the end of the strikes, so that way you get the maximum damage and as well as staying defensively safe.
Man, it's a little nerve-wracking when you're going up against an Ilia Topuria player. Like you say, your back hits that fence. It's It's a danger zone, you know that. Gives you space, though, if you can draw him forwards. And you can kind of, bait players a little. There's a nice uppercut to the body, but still got tagged and traded for it. That block is just getting melted on Andy, and he's not able to move his feet. Relying on that block a bit too much, perhaps, when he could be trying to exit. And he's got a few slips off as well, but the power on Topuria, not to be slept on. Obviously, McGregor's is great, but the volume is just not the same right now. The nice liver shot came out, and anytime he tries to go to the body, Zayaf, he's just ending up in these combination wars that he's just on the losing side of. Look at the head health on Matador. It's still nice and high.
Yeah, well, right now, Andy Raya is not able to use Conor McGregor's best trait, which is his precision. Like you said, he's getting into combination wars, and he's losing them!
Oh, it's got to be over. I think he might be all right. Yeah, just recovers, but he walked right into that right hook, man. Circled right across it. Brooks, sorry.
Yeah, no, he's definitely in a fight that he does not want to be in. But really, nice combination right there. I think that's gonna be it.
Wow. Yeah, it just takes one mistake, and right there, went for the double body kicks in that boxing range, and just got slapped by Matador. The Storm takes him out in the first round as well. Non-stop pressure, and we knew that about him going in. Some big wins on that name, on that record from Storm and Rolling Thunder and Samurai, but here looking real good in UFC 6, just putting out Andy Raya cold in his ESFL debut, man.
I mean, it was domination. It was a perfect execution of the perfect game plan, right? Because as you use Conor McGregor, you need to be precise, especially with that left hand. It's so powerful, but you're not going to win combination wars. And that's exactly what Storm put him into. I'm incredibly impressed by this guy. What a debut.
Yeah, for sure. He did a good job of fighting the range that Ilia Topuria needs to fight at against a Conor McGregor. He got him to back up. He got him up against that cage, so that way it limited Conor's movement, as well as it limited what he could actually do in terms of his counters. And then he just took advantage and unloaded the combinations off when he was up against the cage, and was able to hurt him multiple times before he was able to finally get that ground and pound finish. It was great work from Matador.
Yeah, Matador or the Storm. That just so you know, Zayaf, that wasn't his debut. It was Andy's debut. Andy, unfortunately,
that's right,
got KO'd. But it's all good. It doesn't matter either way. Yeah, man. Ilya's dangerous. We know this. It's almost like you gotta be real careful in that first round and try and slow him down as much as you can. Because if you try and get into any extended trades with him, it's probably not going to go out very well. And again, it just speaks to what we said last round. If you look at the paper, McGregor has more speed and the same power, but when you put the two styles up against each other, it's completely different in terms of how you can use that speed and power, right, Zayaf?
Yeah, I mean, again, it all comes down to game plan and fighter style, right? And especially if you know you're going up against a pressure striker and you know you want to trade with them, maybe Conor isn't the pick. And so it was just a snowball effect of using maybe the wrong fighter with the wrong game plan, and it all fell apart from Crooks.
Yeah. If you're going to use Conor against Ilia in this game, you have to stand your ground. And that's really Matador did a really good job of, is he walked forward and just stayed with the relentless pressure in front of Conor's face. And if you get Conor to be on the back foot all the time with Ilia Topuria, you're going to be in a really good spot. So if you're going to use, my critique would have been, if you're going to use McGregor, you have to stand your ground a little bit. Be willing to exchange in the pocket with him when you're not up against the cage, right? You establish that range, and then you start to get him walking forward at you, and you set up those counter opportunities that, a prime Conor McGregor, whether it was in featherweight or the McGregor that fought against Alvarez as well, that he would capitalize on. So just a little bit of fine tweaks, and maybe that matchup goes in maybe goes in Andy's way, but great performance by Matador either way.
Yeah, I think Andy's got to feel bad for throwing those body kicks in boxing range right there, because he just absolutely got taken out as a result. And it always feels bad when you make that single mistake here as well. I don't know if we can have a little look at our call to action, just a reminder for people who are watching on the YouTube as well. All of these fights, guys, and shorts and highlights and all the previous cards, but also everything for UFC 6 as well, will be up on our ESFL YouTube. You can watch it on the Twitch, but obviously it's easier on the YouTube. So head there, subscribe if you want to catch up, want to watch any of these fighters, or just show some support for the channel, for the community as well. And thanks everyone who's tuning in. Lots of you popping by today. I know there's a lot of discussions because the game came out today, of course, and some of you are getting your hands on it for the first time as well. But if you've never seen the ESFL, this is where the best players in the world fight. And we're putting on a lot of cards. We've got a card tomorrow night as well. Prioxis going to try and, create a nice spectacle in that main event. We are just waiting on the next matchup now. We can set it up a little bit and have a little chat about it here, lads. We have Spook, who is a bit of a grappling expert, coming in to take on El Nino Problemo, who is making their ESFL debut. But grappling, I mean, we can talk about that just briefly in general, Zayef, because trying to train that into the striking right now, especially with as high a speed as a lot of these matches take place, it's not easy. But I don't know if you caught Advader's performance over GOAT 1099, where the grappling and the pace was really slowed down. So that's definitely part of a high level gameplay system you can adopt, Zayef, right?
Yeah, so the key here is you can actually exploit the pace that players want to fight at. Right, we talk a lot about controlling the pace. We talk a lot about, making the fight your own. But if you let somebody think that they're controlling the pace, if you let somebody throw at Mach 9, throw all these huge combinations, fast combos, the big shots, then all of a sudden they're going to find themselves at 50% stamina, and then you can spear takedown them. Or you're going to find them overthrowing, you slip, you clinch, you get into a takedown. There are a lot of ways to get the fight to the ground, but the key is you cannot allow them, like we saw in the Adesanya versus Anderson Silva fight, you can't allow it to snowball, right? You can, and in the Topuria McGregor fight, if they get that big rock, that big knockdown, and then they just keep doing damage to you, all of a sudden they are actually setting the pace of the fight rather than you allowing that to happen. It's just happening to you.
Yeah, I don't know how you feel about wrestling right now. If you've been having some success, Crooks.
Yeah, I recently just started wrestling yesterday. I wanted to really immerse myself into the new stand-up game that's in UFC 6. But I started grappling yesterday, and really the one thing that I've learned about grappling is, like Zayef said, you can kind of force your opponent to fight at your pace with the threat of grappling. If they don't want to grapple, they will slow down because they want to be on point with their takedown denials and stuff like that. So you do have that added element of, hey, you know what, I can slow this pace down to whatever pace I actually am comfortable with fighting at. So yeah, grappling is really, really good still in this game. Obviously, it's going to be a carryover from UFC 5 that everybody is kind of known, right? It's one of the most known things in this game outside of the stand-up and stuff like that. So it's something that I feel like can be implemented very well, especially in this next matchup. It just all depends on, how one wants to set it up.
All right, well, we're going to jump over that fight and go straight to the next one scheduled anyway at lightweight, because these guys are ready. We've got a real crispy pin, and we've got Viper as well coming in. Viper has one of the quickest KOs in ESFL history. He's known to get finishes in less than 1 minute. So locking in Gaethje, it looks like, going in up against ideal opponent who we don't know anything about. Another person who made their way here through the ESFL Discord by competing against other players. So we're going to see a debut against a bit of a veteran who definitely comes out swinging. So lightweight, I like it. And I like these picks as well. This is interesting. Arman Sarukian here.
Wow. I mean, it's fascinating, especially going against Justin Gaethje. As we saw in, I think it was the first fight, Ferguson versus Gaethje, he can be difficult to take down, but if you get him on the ground, like you said earlier, he's not going to have that many options. He doesn't have great jiu-jitsu. He's got decent get-ups, but if you're a suffocating wrestler, if you're somebody that's just going to try to, really, really grind them down, you're going to be able to do some great work against Justin Gaethje. This is going to be fascinating, folks.
Yeah, it really, really is. And just like I was saying, that threat of the grappling can shut Justin Gaethje's offense down. It's just going to be dependent on how you actually want to set it up.
Yeah, stat-wise, they're kind of similar here. Sarukian has the better cardio, punch power in favor of Gaethje, but only slightly. But Gaethje has more kicking power. Sarukian, though, still has good punch speed, kick speed, and then also has all the grappling as well, which we're already seeing take place as he tries to enter there and gets denied early. But there's some nice combination work. Ideal opponent letting it go against Viper, who usually ends people quickly. What a great freaking hand speed on the combination right there, Zayef. I got carried away.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and like Crooks pointed out, it's the threat of the grappling, but it's not just the threat of the grappling to change the pace, it's the threat of the grappling to make them block low, and then all of a sudden you're throwing 6 pieces at their face, right? So Gaethje might have better power, but, you know, it's not like Arman has pillow fists.
Yeah, for sure. And that's exactly what happened right there. That's exactly what Ideal Op actually took advantage of. He shot for that single leg, and even though it was denied initially by Gaethje, it got him dropping his hands. And now look at every single time the exchange is done for Gaethje, he's blocking low, which is going to set up either those combinations with the hand speed or potentially a head kick coming up top as well.
Nice slip off the center line there with an uppercut, and there's a lead head kick as well. Viper lands on the exit. Now Viper, known to get those KOs early, so we might see him start to turn it up here, even towards the end of this first round. Ideal opponent was doing a good job, doing a lot of work with that lead left leg, and even in the pocket here, he's willing to stand on business, and Viper not backing out, just taking all these shots, trying to get that long guard, trying to find his own left head kick. Ideal opponent, though, really hitting those buttons as fast as he can right there. The head movement from Viper, still on point, rips a right hook. But I think Ideal opponent needs to start respecting that soon.
He does. Well, and especially because Viper is very, very sneakily also working that lead leg. Gaethje has such good leg kicks. But what that's going to do is it's going to diminish Ideal opponent's power so that, you know, if he gets into an exchange war with Viper, it's not going to go well for him.
Yeah, for sure. And I liked how Ideal Op was actually dealing with that before he gets rocked right there. He was pushing Justin Gaethje back to try to mitigate those kicks and just staying in his face. That's where I feel like he really needs this fight to take place. Not at this distance right here where Viper is just really ripping at that lead leg. He counters him with a nice slip uppercut and starts unloading with a combination.
This is what's finding his way back in the fight, is when he gets these rips on these uppercuts off the center line. But he's still taking a ton of damage, so has to be careful. Now blocking low. Still, there's the head kick because the block was low, and a lovely spear takedown. You love that from Ideal opponent, showing that he does want to secure this top position. As we go straight to sprawl. I like it, though. Straight away working on the body. Doesn't get the denial on the get up. There is harder to stop that one. And breaks again, does Viper. 30 seconds left in this round. Showing a little respect there as well, I think. But it's what you said earlier, Zayef. The hands are coming down for those takedowns, and I think that's why that head kick landed.
Yeah, well, and the spear takedown after the rock is going to be so helpful for him, but only if he can survive this first round. Oh my God. Woo!
Oh. Damn, Crooks.
Oh, what a round.
Yeah, no stam gang at its epitome. Somebody must be, both these guys must be training with Swiss Lebigs, because they're just throwing crazy.
Yeah, they are throwing crazy, man. But the 3 slip uppercuts there, off to the right-hand side, banging that right uppercut. And that has just been constantly getting the respect back and keeping Viper in this fight as well. Viper, a 10-fight veteran in the ESFL, ranked 658th out of our 1,000 players. So on the other side, but still lots of experience, and running into a debuter here in Ideal opponent who's just letting it all go. Sometimes people freeze up a little bit, but Ideal opponent starting off nicely with a 20-second in single leg takedown. Turns the angle. That's always a nice one to hit. And now let's see what he can do with top position and more time to work. Oh, he's going to get swept. No, he denied it. Oh my God.
Here we go into top mount with the big ground and pound and the flow state activated.
This was beautiful work from Ideal, dropping huge damage on Viper, man. And just passed straight into full mount. Oh, he's posturing up straight away again here. This is huge, man. Not where you want to be if you're Viper, Crooks.
Yeah, no, definitely not, especially with the flow state pop. He's going for the rear naked choke. Let's see. Oh, yeah, let's see if he's able to get the choke.
Oh, man, he struggled it all the way down. Going to wait to the last second. Going to come straight out into full mount anyway. Bombs back down because there's no stamina. But this is Ideal opponent's ideal world right now. I mean, holding that full mount, keeping it. Still 3 minutes left on the clock. Oh, this damage off the same side. Slips the last one. But how much more can Viper take as well? Because full mount is so much damage. And I don't know if we've got the stat pulled up for ground and pound damage, but I think it's pretty high on Arman as well. Ground strikes 96. That is his highest stat on Arman, is his ground strikes.
Well, and as well, he's adding up that damage so that once they get back to the feet here, it's just going to be that much more difficult for Viper to survive. But he's perfectly happy just sitting here on the ground, getting top control, doing damage, whittling Viper down. And Gaethje, oh man, what do you do off the back here, Crooks?
Yeah, you got to stay patient. You got to not allow Armin into dominant grappling positions like side control right here. You do not want to be there. He tried to go sprawl. It got denied. You have to, sometimes you got to be willing to muscle modify that through your way through the ground. But he allowed him to get in the top mount. This is what got him in trouble earlier in this round. He did a good job of denying the get up right there. But nice job by Armin denying that transition. I mean, is he going for the armbar? He is.
Man, I love the submission attack as well, something we don't always see. Some guys just want to hold that top position. There's been several submission attempts from Ideal, who's now drained all that stamina. Going to try and desperately roll to side control. But yep, you're right, Zyfe. He got that. More than half that submission defense bar already gone right here into the full mount. He just needs to stay on top, deny a few more transitions, and Viper must be panicking here, surely, Zyaf.
Well, he is, and because he is facing a stamina disadvantage and a huge disadvantage here. Oh my goodness, this is gotta be it. This is it.
Man, looking to lock in the rear naked choke. Wow. Surely another desperation transition, Crooks, but this is not good.
Yeah, he wasted all of his stamina. I thought for sure he was going to go for a sub, but it looks like he might have tried to been finishing it with the ground and pound. But look, Armin postures up again, raining down heavy ground and pound strikes. Justin's being able to survive so far, and it looks like he might be able to ride it out of the rest of this round.
Ideal opponent just unloading a beating, doing some great damage on the feet, but dominating with the top game. To know that he's got this level and to be willing to pick someone up like Armin, who's pretty well-rounded. This is a dangerous guy to have making an ESFL debut right now. Mixing stuff up nicely, hunting those submissions. And yeah, I don't know how much more he can take here either.
Well, and I just want to point out, though, Viper did an incredibly smart thing there that basically allowed him to survive the round. He popped his flow state while he was getting ground and pounded, and it gave him extra head health and extra recovery, and it was the only reason he survived that round. He's intelligent, and he's not out of this fight yet.
Oof, question mark kick there. Another sprawl. He has been hitting all the denials, but I always kind of say this, Crooks, if you've got an opponent that's constantly taking you down, and you're not prepared to grapple, you're probably going to have to just keep getting up all night. And if you can't just play into the grappling and compete there, then you're already at a big disadvantage. But he's taking a ton of damage on the feet as well.
Yeah, he is. And it's primarily because of that grappling threat. The game plan that me and Zyaf were talking about before this fight even started is really what you guys are seeing right here. It's caused Viper to really slow his pace down and start to be more defensive instead of being offensive like he was in the first round.
Oh, he still landed that rear uppercut, though, for the fourth time. He gets a health event with it. An ideal opponent, though, tons of head health left, so able to ride through it. And I think he might start causing those fatigued animation states. I thought you might get that ankle pick as well.
Well, Viper's still doing a very good job of sticking to the grappling denials, but he gets tagged on the feet, Crooks.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of damage on the feet now, and now he's got Gaethje backing up with a beautifully timed head kick, and now he's in the ground and pound scenario, goes to the stack guard, smart. Smart. Good job by Gaethje. Good job by Gaethje.
Man, ideal opponent is just playing mixed martial arts right here. He's attacking from every position. He's not trying to force any singular game plan. He's just flowing with the fight. Is getting cracked occasionally by that uppercut, but mixing it all together is a great timing on that head kick. I'm glad you said that when he walks into another uppercut. This is a Justin Gaethje fight on this game. You can never count the man out. You have to be careful at all times. And the head health starting to even up. A wise takedown, but the late denial keeps it on the feet. 2 minutes left in this round. Can Ideal find the finish before he gets hit with another uppercut, Zayab?
I mean, he has to switch up his entries. He's being hit because he's entering with the jab and the straight every single time. It's how he closes the range, and it's how he's gone into the range to get these big combinations off. But we're seeing Viper read it. He's made the adjustment, and Ideal opponent has not, as he gets rocked again.
Yeah, he has to enter in with a feint jab or a rear hook or a lead hook just to change it up, like you were saying, Zive, because, I mean, really, Viper is starting to really take control of this third round. He's getting a lot of damage off, and he's draining that cardio down on Armin as well.
Oof. Yeah, man, Viper, though, just still feels dangerous. Oof, and you're right about the cardio. All those takedown denials, goes for the power takedown, gets it with less than a minute. I think Ideal probably just breathed a sigh of relief there, but man, close call. Can he find a finish, though? Has his own flow state. Already done a ton of damage to that submission bar and didn't really look for the submission finish at the end of the second round when we thought he maybe could. taking full mount. That gets denied though, Zayaf.
Yeah, I don't know that ideal opponent should be relieved, because unless he can finish it right here, Gaethje might have took 1 and 3. I mean, maybe he got a 10-8 round 2. We could be looking at a draw. We could be looking at any number of results. It was an incredibly close fight.
Oh,
wow.
Damn, what a fight. And what a rookie-like performance from a debuting fighter there with the Arman Tsarukyan pick. And just, man, mixing things up. I love to see it. I love to see someone really use all of a fighter's tools. Ideal opponent did a great job. Is it going to be Viper or Ideal? Draw.
Wow.
A split draw.
Wow. A split
You
draw.
called it, Zayaf. There's maybe a 10-8 in there, unless they did that thing where they give 10-10s in the first round because it was so close. Hopefully we'll see the judges' scorecards.
I would love to look at the judges' scorecards, but because Gaethje got the rock, he did the big damage early in round 1. I think he took rounds 1 and 3, and then Tsarukyan took round 2 with a 10-8 because of the submission attempt. Submissions count big in this game.
Yeah,
you can't
they
count
really
them out.
do.
Let's see if we can get a look at the judges here.
There we go. Wow, those 5 stuns really played into it. That uppercut. Those all 5 were from that uppercut, I swear. Round 2
hopefully
was...
they show the scorecards. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There we go. Split draw. So, yeah, two judges gave it 10-8. That's right. The one judge at the top gave it to Gaethje 2 rounds to 1. So one judge actually gave it to Viper as well. But that 10-8 round, man, so significant. And yeah, look at that. Oh, they all scored it differently. Oh, that is crazy.
Yeah.
That's nice to see, though. I think a draw is warranted. A draw in your debut in the ESFL is not as bad as a loss. I think some people in chat thought Arman did enough and the rookie did enough, but not the case this time. And there we go. Great fight, though. Great fight between those two. I love to see it. Love to see some grappling. And yeah, love to see an Arman Tsarukyan pick. You don't see him that often. He's got a great skill set.
It was fascinating because he was doing the damage on the feet, and he looked like he had a couple of opportunities there, especially in round 2, as you pointed out. He had the sub bar down, and for some reason, he just didn't go for the sub. He didn't go for the finish, tried to finish it with a ground and pound, but Viper did a very, very good job of defending himself. Honestly, I think the draw is the win there for Viper, because he was getting kind of beat on the feet, then he was getting beat on the ground, but he pulled it back, he made the reads, and what a fight, Crooks.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It's one of those fights where I don't mind there being a draw because it was that close. You know, we had the first round with Gaethje winning it, then the dominant second round from Ideal Op, and then the third round was very tit for tat, going back and forth, but obviously Justin was able to win it. I mean, it was really the epitome of a great fight. It had the ebbs and flows that we all love to see in UFC fights. And I mean, it's one that I'm hoping, I'm not a matchmaker, but I'm hoping, that we either see next week or we see sometime soon, because both of those guys, in terms of being on the same level of skill and it correlating to like this great fight, there's none that's better that I've seen so far on UFC 6.
All right, I like that. High praise from these two. All right, let's jump straight into the next matchup. We're going back to lightweight here. One veteran, one guy who's not competed too much, but got some big wins. So Double Matt, who you may remember, an OG coming in here, ranked number 655, but taking on the number 238 Symptoms, who just has a couple of ESFL fights, but beat some high-level guys. So let's jump over to lightweight and to this matchup, and we'll see what happens. Double Matt, one of the best grapplers back in the day, Zayaf, really dominant with that, but I don't know if we'll see him grapple tonight. He has sort of thumbed over Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, well, the thing about Double Matt is he can go anywhere, right? He can go with the striking, he can go with the grappling. He's an incredibly intelligent and methodical player. So I like the Tony Ferguson pick out of him, but I gotta tell you, I am actually familiar with Symptoms. He used to be really, really good on especially UFC 4, and if he can bring some of that same skill level to this fight, it's gonna be a real barn burner, Crooks.
Yeah, I mean, and Double Matt can still grapple with Tony Ferguson. People don't really think of Tony Ferguson necessarily as being the offensive grappler, but you can still land some good, clean takedowns with Tony Ferguson here against Hoofy. So I'm really interested to see the way that Double Matt is going to approach this fight against Hoofy.
Yeah, Hoofy has a great kicking game that might be a bit of a difference in this one. The Imanari roll immediately, he landed that so nicely and going to use it to immediately pass to side control. I like that. Get some flow state boost as well.
Beautiful.
That's very, very nice to see from Double Matt. And we know Double Matt's a veteran, man. He loves little tricky moves like that, stuff that's going to catch people unawares. And a guy like this has got those techniques timed to a T because he's been using them for so long. Trying to pass, though, and not content to just hold. And the get-up comes off for Simpson, so that's really nice. Just got to stop the mat return. The guillotine. This is Double Matt in full effect, Zayaf. And he pulls it.
Well, there's such a beautiful thing about seeing old school strategies come back to play in the new school as he gets some nice ground and pound. You know, the Imanari roll, the dropping the guillotine to flip to full mount. These are things that people were doing in UFC 3, in UFC 4. They were abandoned. They went out of style. They weren't the meta anymore. But they're still so effective if a new player doesn't know as much about them, Crooks.
Yeah, for sure. And he's using that experience again. Look at that. The double under into a jiu-jitsu sweep into a triangle choke. I mean, he's just pulling out all of the grappling stops to try to fool Symptoms. But good job by Symptom being able to roll through. Now he's in full guard, which is a dangerous place in itself because of the rubber guard that Tony Ferguson has right here.
Yeah, I'm surprised Symptoms didn't hit that get up as soon as possible. Maybe quite confident in his grappling. He's doing a good job defending this stuff. Gonna get his full guard back here as well, but danger zone. I believe Rob used to shout the words hot lava whenever this man was coming on the ground, or maybe I was getting confused with Robin Black right there. But either way, this is danger. He's switching sides with the rubber guard to hit that triangle attempt. And Symptoms has done a good job so far, but the stamina slowly being burnt away as well. And there we go. A huge chunk of that submission defense gone. That is some dangerous submission finishing ability that you get with Tony Ferguson. A Double Matt now in side saddle, trying to hit that arm triangle. Gets it denied. Zayaf, it could all be over right here.
This is it, and that's the fight. Oh my goodness. Perfect game plan, perfect execution. Double Matt with Tony Ferguson. That's brilliant, Crooks.
Yeah, it really, really was. He played that to perfection. And the way that he set up those two submissions, right? He got him into a triangle choke, which if you guys don't know, the triangle choke and the arm triangle have those fakes to where if you fake going for the submission and the person denies it, their stamina actually drains instead of yours. So he was able to get the stamina lead off of the triangle choke, went into side saddle, then immediately went to the arm triangle, and waited and waited and waited, denied a transition, and then immediately went for it. And that's GG's when you're going up against somebody with a submission rating like Tony Ferguson.
Nicely broken down there, Crooks. Thank you for that. Yeah, listen, I know people are complaining that there haven't been many changes to the ground game, but I bet you guys have not learned as much as Double Matt. Like, there's still so much you can add to your ground game. If you're willing to get out there, try some of the fighters like Tony Ferguson, mix some stuff up, because that is just a masterclass there. Like you said, Zayaf, a bunch of stuff that we just don't see anymore that is still super effective in the game, and won him the fight in the first round with submission. Absolutely brilliant stuff right there.
I mean, it's one of those things, it's veteran knowledge, right? It's the clear sign of somebody who has not only spent so many hours playing this game and playing the UFC series, but someone who labs, someone who spends time in practice mode, figuring out, you know, controls, denials, frames, all these things, and just creating and crafting this game plan to just get him the perfect victory.
Love it.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing to see IQ and knowledge coming forth in a match, right? Where he's just like, okay, I know where my advantage is in this fight. I'm not even going to play around with Hoofy's advantages, which is obviously in the striking round. I'm going to take it to the ground. I'm going to threaten with these submissions and then use the submission positions to gain dominance over him, wait for him to make a mistake. When I get him into those submission spots, hit a submission, drain his stamina down, get the stamina lead, then put him in another spot where I know he doesn't want to be and be able to finish the fight. I mean, it's an absolute step-by-step masterclass if you want to grapple in UFC 6.
Definitely indeed. We're going to another matchup now. I think we might be returning, trying to go back to the fight. We had El Nino Problemo scheduled to fight. It looks like Swiss Lebax is trying to fill in on short notice, but I don't know if this is Swiss, because I don't know who these players are.
That is Swiss.
Let's go over to...
That is Swiss. Okay. I will tell you, this is G. Harrower. Jeff Harrower, famously gameplay.
No way. Oh my God. Okay, let's go to this featherweight matchup. We have Jeff Harrower taking on Swiss
No,
Lebax.
No. Sorry, Swiss Lebax is his name on PlayStation is G Harrower.
Okay.
It's him making fun of.
Got too excited there for a second. Either way, Flo, that is Swiss Lebax on the left-hand side there. In the red corner, taking on Fat Boy Loves Food. Fat Boy Loves Food is El Nino Problemo, I'm being told as well. So El Nino making his debut in the blue corner, and Swiss Lebax, number 6 in the rankings right now. 33-13, one of the best records you will find. And also, man, I mean, Swiss Cooks, this guy's a legend as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what was going on. I mean, this is a tough matchup for your very first fight in the ESFL. Swiss is an elite pressure fighter, an elite stand-up artist, and this dude's grappling is no joke either.
All right, well, Fat Boy Loves Food has his work cut out from here in his debut. Let's see how he can operate. He's playing Volk as well, so he really has to play kind of perfect, and already getting a slipped and smashed with that right hand. But apart from that, trying to send that jab out. The problem is he's kind of sending that exactly the same time. We'll see if Swiss can find a way to time that. And look at this. The combination puncher from Ilya is just so dangerous. Fat Boy Loves Food needs to circle, get on his bike right now, Zayev.
Yeah, well, and one of the things about Swiss is that he's not just somebody that is just spamming combos at your head, right? That is a very, very limited way of looking at what he does. He's an intelligent fighter. He's somebody that's going to rip to your body as much as he's going to rip to your head. It's just the pressure. It just gets to you, and he just closes the distance, and he rips you down. But El Nino Problemo right now doing a good job of throwing out those intercepting straights and keeping himself in the fight, Crooks.
Yeah, Nino is doing a good job of keeping himself off the back of that fence, because that's what that's really where Swiss wants you to be at. He wants you to back straight up into that fence so he can start to unload on those combinations that we all know he likes to throw. As we see, Nino is countering back beautifully so far.
Oh my God, sorry, this is kind of surprising. There's the right hook though. Has to be so careful. One mistake, man, and you can get rocked, and then you end up on the back of that fence, and you get smashed apart by these Ilya hooks. I love the level change, and he's gonna get it. That is huge for Fat Boy Loves Food to take down a guy like Swiss halfway through this first round, Zayev.
It is very big, and he gets him into back mount, but Swiss rolls right over back to full mount. We're gonna get some ground and pound here from top mount, and Swiss is taking some damage.
Yeah, I like the way that Nino is playing this matchup. He's like, hey, you know what? I've heard of you before. I'm not just going to make this a stand-up fight. I'm going to take you down, and I'm going to test out your grappling and make you have to be this complete fighter that, you know, everybody might not necessarily know that you are.
Man, that was a good denial from El Nino Problemo as well. Holding this full mount and top control for a good minute now. Able to add a little bit of damage, but also is going to change the mindset of Swiss going into the next round. And he's going to be expecting that. We've got a flow state ready on Fat Boy Loves Food as well. We'll see if he pops it. Content to hold side control. There's the sprawl, though. Slightly better. And he goes straight to that get up and gets it. Minute left on the clock. And the counter takedown just to mix things up there, Zayev.
Well, the thing is, people have been wrestling Swiss Lebax since UFC 3, right? This man knows how to grapple. And if you think you're just going to take him down and that's going to be the end of it, you might find yourself in his crucifix, and this is not where you want to be.
Yeah, for sure. Swiss has good offensive grappling. He really, really does. I can tell you this, having been in the camp with the brother, but he primarily likes to be on the feet like he is right here. He'll mix it up to kind of keep you off guard, but he really prefers to be on the feet. But yeah, he's no slouch on the ground as well.
Man, interesting first round. Tasty. Fat Boy Loves Food doing a good job off the back foot there. Initially, it seemed like, you know, what he was throwing out, little meat and potatoes, was maybe going to get red and countered. Swiss let the combinations go, but nothing landed super clean. Definitely some damage done. The feather step, of course, the perk on Volkanovski, going to really help when he's trying to retreat, as long as he's circling back to the center as well. But let's see, because Swiss is really trying to slip and rip off that long jab. Volkanovski has a long reach. That jab will help him. But man, what a fun matchup so far. The guy making his debut, that left hook though, still taking chunks out of the head health.
Well, you know, he's doing a really good job, is El Nino, of not allowing Swiss to just overwhelm him, right? A big thing with him is he just gets one shot and then he's throwing 17 at your face and you're down, you know, face first before you even know it. But he's keeping on his bike, right? Nino is not just allowing him to back him up and just wail all over him, Crooks.
Yeah, for sure. I like the way that he's using the lateral movement of Volkanovski. That's something that really is going to help him out when fighting against Swiss Labix's Ilia Topuria, is the fact that he can move laterally and get out of the angles and get out of the range very, very quickly against Ilia. Nice jab hook right there. I'd like for him to use his head a little bit more and just throw the calf kicks out with no setup. He keeps going with the jab calf kick, and Swiss started to fire off 3 to 4 punch combinations.
That is a really nice thing to do in real life as well. Touch the jab, touch the inside leg, and then they kind of think the combination's over. Fatboy there then comboed as a nice three-piece that broke through the block of Swiss. So that's nice as well, comboing off that lead leg kick, not just ending his shots there, which is, you know, having Swiss run onto things as well. So, and now Swiss kind of backing off just a little bit, giving up more real estate. Nice right hand there off the pull that Swiss tried to hit, and now using the hand speed of Volkanovski to touch that block up just a little bit more. This is very impressive for someone making their debut right now, Zayev.
Yeah, he's doing a great job, and I know personally how difficult fighting Swiss Labax is, but he is just executing a great game plan. But here's the thing, we're only halfway through the fight right now. Right, we are only, I mean, to Swiss, this is just the start as he gets a rock and a knockdown. And here we go as he activates the flow state, which is going to give him better curved punches. Very, very smart from Swiss, as he may be taking over this fight here, Crooks.
Yeah, he is. He's starting to find the range on these damaging shots, especially with that flow state. That's going to give him the lead in this round. You see him starting to work. I'd like to see him work the lead body kick in as Volkanovski is circling towards his right, to kind of just keep him stationary, to that way Swiss can actually reset and keep the dominant cage position that I know he wants to keep.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's so much power coming off of Ilia Topuria. He's also got a great chin at 96. You know, you can have the cardio advantage with Volk, and hand speed is exactly the same, but really this matchup's way more about shot selection and footwork and placement and timing. Something that Fatboy has been doing a good job of, but it just shows you right there. It does not take much. Head kick rolls off, but Ilia Topuria is not invincible, and there has been a lot of damage done by El Nino Problema. And there's another left hook. The block is broken, and he's staying in the pocket trying to trade right here, Zayev, and taking even more shots because that guard is just getting melted.
He is. I mean, one thing about Swiss, he is not afraid to take damage to deal damage. He is somebody that would rather walk in and get himself knocked down 3 times just to land a rear hook on you. He's not going to back up from a trade. He's not going to stop himself from throwing. But right now, I think it's anyone's fight, Crooks.
Yeah, for sure. Swiss is definitely a risk taker. He likes to be in the pocket with you. He'll get knocked down, like you said, to come down and try to knock you down another 2 times. So it's going to be real interesting here, because I believe it's 1-1 heading into this 3rd round, to see who executes better here in this 3rd round.
Volkanovski with the highest body strength stat in the division at 95. The next highest is 92. That's really, really good. So I'm sure that'll help him out against these hooks from Ilia. So far, it's been really just like sniper, pinpoint accuracy, trying to find holes around the guard. Gets ducked on the head kick, though. Huge right hand. The block gets melted. Able to retreat with that feather step. Lovely slip and rip to the body, just as we talked about it. Absolute destruction from Swiss there, who needed just a moment to get into position. And if he breaks from this clinch, El Nino Problema is in a bad spot. There goes the flow state. He's doing a good job pivoting away. There's a denial on the takedown as well. Oh, he pivots.
This could be it.
There's nothing left. He gets dropped again. Melted all over the place. Oh, dear. Flow state is popped, though. That's going to give some submission defense, but there's not much else that's going to help him here, I don't think.
Well, and honestly, I don't like that Nino is shooting takedowns right now, unless he thinks he's going to finish the fight in ground and pound. I mean, he's got 3 minutes to work, but that's immediately, right now, you're fighting a 10-8 round. I mean, that's what just happened, is he needs to get damage, and that's what he's doing well right now, but gets clipped again.
Yeah, and Swiss knows that, and that's where the trouble comes in. You're going to play a real iffy game with Swiss Labix now that he's up in this fight, because he's looking to slip and rip you like he does right there and knocks you down, especially with Ilia Topuria, as he gets another body rock, knocks him against the cage. He's probably going to get in the ground and pound and look to finish this fight here.
This is it.
Big postured up mount, and the slip on the elbow keeps him in it. I mean, the start of this round, El Nino Problema had loads of body health. I feel like all that damage almost happened in this round. Just shows how much you can get off with Ilia Topuria. trying to trade at moments because the block was down. He gets tagged again with one more shot. And when you're in this position against Ilia Topuria, it just feels like there's nothing you could do. Got to find a way off this fence. It may feel that way,
but it's not true. And, you know, one thing about Swiss, he doesn't rest on his laurels. He wants to finish the fight. And with 1:20 left, El Nino still has a chance here, especially if Swiss goes no stam gang like he always does.
Oh, this could be it. Huge rock to keep him in this fight. Just swinging back as Fat Boy Loves Food, refusing to quit. What an ESFL debut, but no, more shots to the body. This is looking bad, Crooks.
Yeah, it's looking real ugly. You're
oh my God! He dropped it.
He's in the ground.
This is it. Oh my God!
Oh my goodness! He almost got the finish in the comeback. That's crazy.
Man, but who's winning this round? I don't even know now.
It's Swiss right now, and that's it.
Straight right hand puts him out. Fat Boy Loves Food came to fight, but man, Twistler backs showing up on short notice and showing why he's the #6 guy in the world, Zayev.
Wow, I mean, can you say fight of the night? Because that's what I'm saying. I'm saying fight of the night. I mean, oh my goodness. Look, Swiss Lebax, UFC ESFL champion. This guy is no joke. To come in here, give him an absolute war. I mean, you have to give credit to El Nino Problemo for just showing up and showing just an absolute barn burner, Crooks.
Yeah, I mean, this is as tough of a matchup for an ESFL debut as you can have, and he did a great job. I need somebody to go and make sure that Romero is still breathing, because I know he is probably in the chat with Swiss right now saying, Swiss, you damn near made me have a heart attack with the way that you just fought in that fight, because Nino was game up until the very end. He almost got the finish. But I mean, Swiss Lebix's experience, really, I mean, heading into that third round, knowing that it's close, he was able to execute a brilliant game plan. The slip hooks to the body worked beautifully. He had Alexander Volkanovski trapped up against the fence, was launching off really good combinations. I mean, overall, that fight is one of those that you're just like, what fight on this card is going to be better than that one? I don't know. Man.
And I don't think Swiss was even scheduled to fight. I think that was short notice as well. So definitely happy that he showed up here tonight and put in a cracking performance. A little dicey and super impressed with the debut there as well on the other side from El Nino Problemo. I'm sure we'll see him back another time, because that's the kind of fight that gets you on the cards. But if he'd have beaten the #6 guy in the world right there, I wouldn't even know what his ranking would be after just one fight. He would have shot up. I don't know how high he would have gone. But great performance there as well. And let's keep things moving here tonight. We are going to welterweight, actually, for the first time tonight. Another two great fighters, two veterans, one ranked number 48 in Mr. Host Ninja, and the number 130 ranked BK Crow. With just 7 fights, though, he's fought some tough guys. So here we go, welterweight. I love this style matchup as well. And we've seen some great Ian Gary players so far in UFC 6, Zayev.
We really have. And, you know, thing about Host Ninja, he's been a top player since UFC 4, and I know that because I fought him. He was one of my toughest fights when I was on my double champ streak in UFC 4. He almost took my belt, and I was very upset about that. So, you know, he's a great player. The thing about him is he mixes everything up. You never know what's going to come from this guy. You never know what his game plan's going to be, and it makes him so incredibly dangerous. I'm really excited for this matchup, Crooks.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to see how he plays with MVP, because that kind of fits Host Ninja's style down to a T. He's very unpredictable, like MVP is in real life, as we're having a little bit of stuttering issues right here. And this matchup is kind of interesting too, with, you know, Ian Gary being a long-range fighter as well.
Yeah, MVP only 91 in the chin stat as well. So a few differences stat-wise between them. This is just them figuring out a little bit of a stream delay here, I think, guys. But right, MVP with a advantage in the kicks and the accuracy, but Ian Gary has such a smooth animation set. Both guys pretty weak to the body, so if we'll see if that plays into it as well. But punch power on the side of MVP here as well. So we'll see how it goes. And the crazy animations, excuse me, from Host Ninja with those looping shots from MVP. A little close range, though, to be fighting as MVP, but mixing up to the body nicely.
Well, you know, one thing about MVP is he has fantastic boxing in this game. People don't think he would because, you know, that's not his reputation, especially as a fighter. But those looping shots, they're so unpredictable and they just sneak in really interesting ways. You can really find your rhythm with that, Crooks.
Yeah, you can. And he can play really at whatever range you want him to play at. He can play inside the pocket. He can launch off some really good combinations, especially against somebody like Ian Gary because of the speed, like we see Host Ninja with right there. Or he can snipe you from the outside. So he's just a very tough matchup to deal with on the feet. But Crow is doing a good job of pressuring him, putting him in bad situations, and launching off some nice, clean combinations.
Yeah, using Ian Gary nicely to pressure. Got a lot of nice movement on Ian. You've got a great pull back animation as well to send that straight. Hard to read the punches of MVP though, because they just come from the hip. So it's hard to tell what's actually coming at you. It's hard to time that head movement. There's a nice uppercut. And all the level changes from Host Ninja are helping that uppercut land up the middle as well. Kieran not deterred though. Crow staying on the pressure. There's the pull counter we just talked about. Landed the left hook to the body. That's nice. Body health hardly damaged at all though. Both guys have been pinging shots off the head. The leg kick's definitely always a great weapon to use against MVP, but when you're getting hooks slung at you like this, you mentioned the boxing, Zaya, a little dangerous to let any kicks go.
It really is, and what he's setting up right now, which I really like, he's throwing these combinations that end with a round strike, so Kieran starts to pull, but then he throws combinations that end with a body shot, so you can't pull them. And so what he's doing is he's making Kieran afraid to move his head. And then when you're afraid to move your head, Host Ninja can really just rip off nice combinations. But good parry there from Kieran, which has been a new mechanic that people are using very well, Chris.
Yeah, for sure. And I like how you touched on that because that's high level. That's a high level chess game. Good job by Crow right there, actually landing and knocking MVP down right there. And it's going to kind of shake Host Ninja's confidence up a little bit, makes him rethink what he's actually going to have to do. But it's a high-level chess game when you get up here to these higher ranks of the ESFL. Guys are going to be looking to set things up with every motion that they actually do.
Yeah, Crow, like I said, only 7 ESFL fights. On the edge of that top 100, but also went on a 4-0 run at one point as well. And he really wants a title shot, apparently. He's got a big win over Trixie, another high-level player. And there's people in the chat saying Crow gets it done in 2. Certainly done a lot of damage, but that is a huge cut he's dealing with on that lead hand side of MVP there, Zaya.
Oh, yeah, well, and it's all those lead hooks, as we see in the replay there, especially the one that knocks him down. That's just going to bust you up, bust you open. So, you know, really nice first round from Crow, but still anyone's fight, Crooks.
Yeah, for sure. He had a very, very successful first round. I like the pressure that he was putting on MVP, kind of just making him fight at the pace that he wants to fight at. Let's see if he can continue this here in the second round.
Big whiff on that hook. That is one disadvantage for those long shots. It takes a little bit longer to come out. Feels like that vulnerability window is a little bit higher as well. I'd like to see some kicks from Kieran. Maybe let that lead head kick go, especially if Ninja's going to play at this range. Good use of the body kicks there as well, and those big ripped looping uppercuts. Ooh. And there's a straight lead hook. Flow state on both sides now, though. We'll see who pops theirs first. That block is gone, and there's a nice counter lead hook straight, slightly behind on the timing, but probably holding down that block when he slipped it. So, man, still landing some good shots. The pressure, though, from Crow starting to break through the Host Ninja, perhaps.
It is, and what we're seeing is Host Ninja, he is now fighting the boxing disadvantage of MVP. You can be tricky. Like we talked about, he's got good boxing, but you don't have necessarily the stats and animations to back it up. And Crow, maybe landing the overhand here? We can't quite tell. Yeah, he landed it for sure. And this pressure, you know, it's getting to him, Crooks.
Yeah, for sure. And he's dictating the pace of the fight. I like how not only is he launching off some solid combinations, he's also moving his head off the center line as well, kind of just setting up counter opportunities for himself as well, as we're just having a little bit of technical glitches here.
Maybe streaming off his phone hotspot as well. We have Boiler in the back who'll try and find out what's happening. I know Kieran was in the chat complaining about this right at the start as well, so it might be on the end of Host Ninja, but it's been a good fight so far. We should probably be able to see the end of it, even if it is slightly laggy right here. Kieran with all the pressure. I think neither man's really throwing much either. I think they're having some experience with some lag in the game. Good thing we have crossplay this season, but ping still maybe slightly an issue. We will find out what happens in this one no matter what. If we do lose the stream, okay, we're coming back to us for a second. That's never good when they come back to us. The fight is moving along, but you guys don't really want to see tons of artifacting on the screen. Just to let you know, Host Ninja just got rocked again there for a second with what we can see.
I don't know how you can even tell, to be honest.
I heard the noise. The block was broken. Here we go. It's a little bit better after a reload, but it's tough to see right here, guys. I don't want to necessarily abandon this matchup. I mean, Host Ninja has had a ton of good fights, still has a positive winning record here, and the higher ranked man as well. I know he KO'd, Word Life in the main event to get that PS4 title shot back in the day as well. So he's beaten some top guys. He beat the number 4 guy when he beat Word Life. They may be restarting quitting. I don't know, guys. It's such a shame because it was a fun start to that fight. Yeah. Oh, we've had the plug pulled. Well, guys, unfortunate that one. But up until this point, we're having a good time anyway. So we'll move on to the next fight tonight. I just want to take this as a reminder. Before the co-main and before the main event tonight, we will be giving away some keys for UFC 6 on Xbox as well. So do stick around if you want to win yourself a copy of the game. But plenty more to come tonight. Let's move on to a fight with good ping here. So let's hopefully won't have any repetitions of what just happened. And a man who loves to show up and talk some trash in the Twitch chat, Mr. Bone Doing Work, is back, ranked number 357, a long-time veteran, but going in as a massive underdog here tonight against the number 75 ranked Peyton. I know both you guys know these people, so Zayef, why don't you just tell us a little bit first?
Oh my goodness. Okay, Peyton, UFC 3 ESFL champion. Right, so first of all, right off the bat, we're looking at somebody that has a ton of experience. And experience, as we saw in the double mat fight, counts a lot. But Bone Doing Work, he's been playing just as long. He just hasn't had the same competitive success. But it's a new game. We don't know what's going to happen. These guys haven't played each other. I mean, it's anyone's match, Crooks.
Yeah, it really, really is. Hey, shout out to Vegas MMA and those guys over there with Peyton. I think he's still in Vegas MMA. He comes from a really high level camp. I mean, Vegas MMA has Peyton, Z Hunter, Kinetic NRG, D-Mart, guys that are very high level players still over there, and guys that are game changers for the game as well. So they definitely know what they're doing. Bone Doing Work has been around this scene for a very, very, very long time. He's been putting in work, not just in the ESFL, but I believe in prime time as well. He's been doing a lot of good things. So like you said, even though in the past iterations of the game, Peyton was the better player, this is UFC 6. So let's see, if Bone is able to pull this big upset up against Peyton.
Yeah, going to be a little tough going up in the striking matchup. Young has advantages almost everywhere, apart from the kicking game. But even then, it's kind of similar. All on the shot selection. We do love the animation set on Jose Aldo. And Bone Doing Work, a very tricky customer, already showing him a ton of stance switches. Peyton trying to get the trip off early, though. Let him know we're going to mix things up, letting things go with the lead head kick. And we usually see tons of pressure from any Yarn player, but Bone Doing Work, working nicely off that lead hand there, Zayef.
Yeah, I like to see a Yarn player be maybe a little bit more patient. He always has the option, right? He always has the option to just go ballistic and go crazy with the combinations, especially against a Jose Aldo player who's not maybe going to be able to meet him fire for fire in the pocket. But if he keeps that option open, that means he can try something different. And if it doesn't work, he can go back to, tried and true, Crooks.
Yeah, he definitely could. And I like the way that Bone is playing this matchup. This actually, if they're playing on this outside range like this actually favors Bone, in my opinion, because the way you want to play with Jan against Aldo is you want to put that pressure on him, try to get him to make mistakes, so that way you can actually counter him effectively, because if not, he's just going to snipe you out from this spot right here with the kicks like that, with the oblique kicks, or he's just going to catch you when you're trying to step in with some clean boxing combinations as well.
Definitely. There's a nice body kick that gets blocked. Nice work from Bone to find the body there with the long hooks. And Peyton doing a lot of catching of these kicks, which is really nice. It gives him all this real estate back, but oh man, that would have been a nice takedown. Nice late denial though for Peyton, who is still pressuring, and he's going to shoot his own power double leg. Lovely work, and 2 minutes to work on the ground.
This is a really nice strategy, especially because he's not having the most success on the feet right now, right? He's having a little bit of trouble finding the range, finding the shots, but you still want to win the round, You know, you might think, oh, well, I can adapt, I can do this, you know, I'll figure it out. But it's a 3-round fight, and 1 round can make the difference if you're just trying to win the fight. And so I really like this from Peyton. 2 minutes of top control with a power takedown. Could be enough to clinch the round, Crooks.
Yeah, it could, depending on how he uses it. Bones doing a good job of denying, is able to get back to his feet right there, but it now implements and introduces the takedown threat from Peyton. So maybe that helps him out with the stand-up. Maybe it, you know, it kind of gets Bone thinking like, hey, I can't overthrow, because if I overthrow, then I'm gonna get taken down. So definitely something to keep a watch on.
Roundhouse, straight right, nice work there from Bone doing work. Trying to stop some of that pressure. Peyton's mixing up the stances as well, showing him southpaw. He's been hunting that liver since he went there. Nice teep kick off. The timing then, those long loopy hooks from Aldo, they've got a lot of reach on them, and he's landing a few to the body and the head.
They do, and I like that you're mentioning that. Right now, they're fighting basically exclusively at mid to long range, and that's very much benefiting Bone doing work. He seems to be a little more comfortable there, and his animation set fits it better with Jose Aldo because he's got, you know, the oblique kick, the leg kick, the long looping hook. Fighting on the outside is maybe giving him a little bit of an advantage, Crooks.
Yeah, it definitely is, because it keeps him out of that pocket against somebody like a Petr Yan, who we all know has really good boxing. So it's going to be on Peyton to close that distance, do a better job, and he's using the slips very effectively in this round so far to close that distance.
An immediate kind of change in tactic for him, Balian.
Yeah, and it's been a very tactical matchup between the two of them as well, backwards and forwards. Both guys have elite striking skill sets. We're really seeing each guy's having to constantly adapt as well. Like, no one's sticking to this one singular game plan and trying to land this shot and make it work. And honestly, I'm really impressed with Bone doing work's ability to fight on the outside in this fight as well with Jose Aldo, and really use the length well. Aldo has against Yan. You know, Aldo's not usually the longer guy, but in this matchup, it feels like he is. That could have been way worse for him as well, Zayef.
It could have been a lot worse. He thankfully just got the guard up in time, but a duck of a head kick means that Peyton is also starting to make reads, right? He's adjusting, and Bone is going to have to adjust right back, like you said, but Peyton is now pressing forward with that Yan pick, and that pressure, that could be big for him, Crooks.
Yeah, it really could. And you see Bone is starting to make those adjustments already, right? He's starting to plant his feet a little bit more, fire off some combinations. And so it's really just a chess match going back and forth of who makes that adjustment. Nice lead head kick right there for Peyton. Gets the damage that he's been looking for. And you see that he's starting to shorten up his steps as well. He's not just lunging forward with strikes like he was. He's starting to move forward, plant his feet, move forward, plant his feet, and launching off some of these high damaging shots that we know Petr Yan has.
Took it on the guard there, nice block. And Aldo's got a fairly decent block style. Bone doing work, moving away from a lot of these strikes as well, but that head kick before that landed clean. Nice circling, straight left, take back the center. And I like how he's really stutter stepping and trying to lure Peyton in. You know, not really pushing forward off his jab, really trying to fight off the back foot, lead uppercut lands there, into the lead hook, and then bangs the right hand over the top as well. Bone doing work, kind of psyching Peyton out a little bit. It feels like there's a nice lead hook though, as he tries to crash forward and land some combinations. But Bone again getting the better of that exchange towards the end. It's very, very close.
Yeah, well, he's mixing up his timing. That's the big thing. He is, like Crooks talked about before, he's breaking his own patterns, right? He's breaking his own timing to throw the jab, but then throw a hook right after it in kind of this broken timing fashion, and that's letting him get a little more damage on Peyton. Now, Peyton might still be up the round, but Bone is a lot better into this fight as he activates flow state, Crooks.
Yeah, and you see both men in their flow states, which makes things a little bit more dangerous here for both guys. As we see a nice catch of the kick right there by Peyton. But Peyton's doing a better job of this round, you know, establishing and breaking the rhythm, like you said, Zayef, and it's really starting to pay off for him.
10 seconds left in this round. Oh, knee and the exchange there as well. This has been a very fun, high-level matchup. I don't know how, do you guys, I'll ask you, Zayef, you see Aldo a lot on ranks? I know everyone's picking up Yan at this weight class.
You know, I don't think Aldo is people's pick, but Aldo is my pick. So I don't actually mind that I'm fighting a lot of Aldos because I like to use Aldo. And the reason is he surprises. He's one of those people that it's like you don't expect him to be able to fight on the front foot and on the back foot, no matter what kind of strategy the opponent employs, but he's able to. And that's what Bone is proving right now, is he's able to, you know, when Peyton wants to back up, he stays at mid-long range, he throws the kicks, the rear hooks, and he's doing well. But when Peyton pressures him, he meets him right there, he plants and he rips combinations.
So jab and Bone managing that space and that distance well. Those lead hooks, though, from Peyton and Yarn, they're just so fast. And they kind of freeze Bone for half a second there and lets him combo into the rest of his strikes. Trying that teep and getting met down the middle. And that block is slowly trickling down for Bone doing work as well. Lovely double leg, though, mixing things up, Crooks.
Yeah, he did. That's a very well-timed takedown right there to start off this third round, because Peyton was literally pressuring him, started finding that rhythm, started launching off some shots that were landing on Bone. So he said, hey, you know what? I need to change this up. This guy's having a little bit too much momentum on his side. Let me just go ahead and take him down, even if he is going to get back to his feet. Let me just change up the pace of this fight.
To the body, another one there as well. Not too much getting off right now, but I think he's content to hold this top position. Really, the question is, though, who's winning right now, Zayev?
Honestly, I think it might be Peyton. Because if he took round 1, I mean, round 2 was very close, but, you know, sometimes the judges, they'll say, well, round 3 was like, it was kind of a win for Bone, but like it wasn't that big of a win, so then they give the first 2 rounds to Yana anyway. And then, I mean, honestly, if I'm either of these players, I'm not banking on the fact that I'm up 2-0.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it could be 1-1 heading into this round. So far in this round, you know, now Bone's landing some nice shots, but he didn't really land anything of significance on the ground in terms of the ground and pound. So this is really, honestly, this round's up in the air for whoever decides that they want to land more damaging shots, like that lead head kick that Peyton just landed.
Oh,
nice
hook. And the right hook over the top. Huge damage. Bone doing work. Barely able to stay on his feet there. The head help was so low. And Peyton letting the hooks go on the inside. That lead head kick was super nice. Timed it well as he circled into it. And Bone's been circling to his right, but he ducks it this time. Comes back to the body. Nice work as well. Not enough to cause a health event or anything, but a little bit of damage back on the side of Bone doing work. Both men going to surely get desperate now, though, to land something huge to cement this final round.
Well, they have to, and this is the danger of trying to rest on your laurels. You know, Bone spent a minute and a half that he could have been trying to get this this damage back. He spent it on the ground, not doing any damage, Crooks, and now there's 20 seconds left, and there's a head kick.
Yep, and now Peyton's on the gas pedal, right? He's looking to finish the fight. All those been hurt, so now it's on Bone to land something of significance.
Oh!
And he lands gets a knockdown to end the third round. I mean, was it enough, and was it in time to steal that round?
Just as you said it as well, Crooks. Something of significance that'll do. Maybe, though. Man, respect for both guys on both sides. I mean, they're both legends, so I'm not surprised. Good exchanges. There's the uppercut. Oh, wow. My God. He looks out of it there, Zayev.
Oh, man, I don't know. I have no idea. Let's hear the judges' scorecards.
Keeping us. Oh, they've got the arena speech turned all the way down. We'll have to see. Whose hand is it going to be?
I can't
the winner
tell.
Is Bone doing work. Steals it. Damn, man. Beautiful work from Bone doing work. Under pressure the whole time. Fighting very well off the back foot, mixing things together. And he was the underdog. That is right there. So great work for Bone. Picking up a win. I think many people will be happy with that one. And Bone in the chat already. Very happy with the win.
That was a great fight. I'd love to see the judges' scorecards if we can. Let's see if they pull to them.
Oof.
Here we are.
Ah.
Okay, 29-28 all around.
Oh, no, it's not rounds, but yeah.
So yeah, looks like every judge thought that last knockdown for Bone just completely stole the round. Peyton maybe went a little too hard, Crooks.
Yeah, I mean, and that's, again, just like I said, that we needed to check on Romero after Swiss. Somebody needs to go check on Kinetic NRG, bro, because I guarantee you he's probably ripping into Peyton right now and telling him, like, hey, you know what? You should have just took the rest of the round off, because sometimes being overly aggressive and trying to get that fight-ending sequence can turn against you. I know it's happened to me. It's probably happened to you too as well, Zayev. Maybe not in the ESFL, but in ranked or something like that, sometimes you go a little bit too hard and it backfires on you. But I mean, a great job for Bone, from Bone doing work, capitalizing on Peyton's mistake and just barely edging that thing out. It was a great fight, though.
Great fight indeed. Two legends. We love to see it going back and forth, and both looking very good as well. Let's see if they can, compete with some of the newest talent on the ESFL roster this season. It's good to see them getting it in early as well. We have another matchup that we are just waiting on next between Cass and Striking, which should be super fun. But let's take a look at the results as well so far tonight, because we've had some good fights, some good matchups, some good victories. I know we had the fight of the night we said was actually I can't remember who we said, but was it
El Nino Problemo?
That's right, Swiss and El Nino was a great fight. Ideal Opponent and Viper, that was fun too. Double Matt putting on a masterclass in the grappling as well. Great fight of the evening to get us started with V-Pain and Yair kickboxing. Of course, Only One King picking up his first win in his ESFL debut, and Yair also picking up his first ESFL win there as well. Let's have a little call to action to the YouTube as well, guys. If you're watching the YouTube or if you're on Twitch, go and sub to the YouTube channel. That's where you can catch all of the ESFL events that are going to take place for UFC 6. You can look back at some of the biggest events we've ever done as well, including our live show in Vegas, where these boys were involved. It's a good time for everybody involved there as well. Have a look. And yeah, we'll keep the action moving when we can here tonight. Don't forget, Saturday as well, we have a super special show tomorrow night. Pry taking on Mello as well. This will be a great matchup. Pry, obviously, a massive creator. He's been banging out UFC 6 videos. He's been training hard, I've heard. But Mello has been in here giving out keys for the game and stuff. Very, very nice bloke. I think he has his own promotion as well that he puts on a few fights for. So, good stuff all around. We might as well take a look at the card if we are waiting on the last couple of matchups here, because we're getting to the top of the card as well. We have Striking and Cass coming up as well, but Papa Lima taking on Hammer, which is going to be a great matchup. Two veterans, and we will be giving away a key just before that one. That's going to be a great fight. Both guys in the top 100 still, despite how long they've been around, both just picking up some great wins along the way to keep them behind those legacy rankings. And Suave Jamie in the main event tonight, looking to bounce back from the loss last week. Number 3 in the world, taking on number 22 in K1's Vuk. Less fights for Vuk, but he's had some great performances. 13-5 is a great record, and some big wins. Former champion there in the ESFL also. But it looks like Cass and Striking are ready to get this one underway. Zayef, what do you think of this matchup? Cass, only one fight in the ESFL. He's a massive underdog against Striking, 6-2, with a win over Warrior, one of the top players in the world as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, both of these guys consider themselves to be pressure fighters, right? And that's going to be very interesting at the middleweight class, where we just saw Michael Venom Page with that unfortunate fight that we had to leave. He's got some great boxing. So does Israel Adesanya. So the question is, what strategy are these guys going to go with? And what strategy are you using if you're these two, Crooks?
Yeah, I mean, neither one of these guys necessarily is a super big pressure fighter. Yeah, it's really just going to come down to the little intricacies of both players. How are both of these guys going to close the distance? How are both of these guys going to enter in the pocket? But it looks like immediately these guys are just going to look to exchange inside boxing range.
It's hard to decide who has the advantage, because MVP does have good hand speed and power. I mean, it doesn't necessarily look like it because the strikes are kind of crazy, but we'll see who can really find the home for their shots. A little more unorthodox from Cass in the MVP pick, but you see their Striking. Very traditional. And, beautiful combination.
Ooh.
Went body with a hook and then up to the top with a lead uppercut, smashing apart the head health early.
Yeah, well, and I like how both of these guys are playing so far. Cass, he's using that looping quality to Michael Venom Page's strikes to just ever so slightly be a little further out and get the knockdown there.
That was a crazy combination. Oh, but look at Cass literally gets rocked by my goodness, man. Both of these guys are really just throwing caution to the wind and being like, hey, you know what? We're just going to come in here and put on a show and try to establish dominance.
No fear.
Oh, my God. Oh, lovely lead hook. It was a slip of a front kick that Cass landed that strike off of. And Striking taking a bunch of damage there as well. Got a doctor's event. I think it might be his lip. It's hard to see what's actually damaged. Breaking through the block nicely here as well. Both guys really throwing nice shots off of their head movement, even if they're not slipping strikes. They're using their wheel kick, lands, break through the block. That was nasty. The rear uppercut lands as well, and Cassie still wobbling about his Zaf.
Yeah, I mean, oh my goodness, he is not having great success here just because Striken is mixing it up more, right? He's throwing the kicks, he's throwing the big shots, and Cass is just marching forward, trying to get that damage off. Still very much in it, and actually it looks like Striken's long-term head health is a little bit lower. That may benefit Cass in the long run, Crooks.
Yeah, it really can. And I mean, both of these guys are using a lot of head movement. And, you know, one thing that I've noticed in this matchup, neither one of these guys is going down to the body. They're all launching stuff at each other's heads. So it would be smart on Cass. On Cass's, oh my goodness, as he gets dropped with a right hand right there, to actually step back and launch some kicks off with MVP. But it doesn't look like he's really about that. He's looking to exchange with a nice straight right there.
He slipped into the right hook before that, then took the straight right on the chin. Tons of damage on the health of Striking, who's such a technical guy. He's got into a bit of a war, a bit of a brawl early on. Nice roll underneath. That's a nice animation. The right hand lands, but we've got flow state on both guys, and you just can't underestimate the combination punching you've got with Striking and Adesanya. The way that left hook lands over the top gets a bit of revenge there. But man, this has been a chaotic first round between both of them, Zayef.
It actually absolutely has. And what we mentioned there with the long-term head health for Adesanya being better, completely nullified. He was worse, and now he's better, right? Cass had been doing a good job getting the long-term head health down, but now Israel Adesanya has better long-term head health, and Striking is doing a great job with the repeated knockdowns, just catching Cass off guard again and again. What adjustments do you make going into second round, Crooks?
I mean, they have to start... Whoever slows down and actually starts to go down to the body is going to benefit so much off of it, because the head movement that both of these guys are showcasing is just absolutely incredible. So whoever I feel like this starts to launch off an effective body barrage is going to win this fight.
Nice little touch of the straight right to the body. You're calling for body shots. Cass showing it there. Both men have that flow state charged. Oh, lovely lead hook right there as well. You heard the crunch on that one. Little jabs off the back foot. Using that little MVP bounce quite nicely, but the lead hook is a story for both guys. Striking lands his again right there. The long guard on the back foot keeps Cass in it, but he's planted those feet looking to slip and counter. Man, he lands a looping right over the top.
Well, and right now, what Cass is finding is that if he can just get Striking into an exchange, he does better. But Striking catches him every time they're outside the exchange, right? Every time he's able to throw first or he's able to throw second, Striking wins. It's when they get into a trading war that Cass is throwing the better punches. But Striking has done a good job of saying, hey, I'm just going to throw my strikes and then I'm going to get out. And then I'm going to throw and I'm going to get out.
Yeah, and I like how Striking has found the timing on the entrances by Cass, right? He's able to catch him when he's standing there holding his block, or when he's trying to engage with forward moving strikes. So he's doing a good job of finding the time, and now look at him. He's starting to stalk. He jumps into the full guard right here, trying to land some ground and pound, and he's able to get the job done with Israel Adesanya with the ground and pound.
Man, nice finish there from Striking. Was consistent. Really, it was started off really fast. So, it's hard to win those high-paced matchups. It can feel a little 50-50. But Striking finding the home in for his shots there at the end. Using the head movement nicely as well. Impressive way to get a finish in that fight, Zayef.
It was very impressive because he made the adaptation, and that's what high-level fights in ESFL are all about. They're not just, oh, well, I know exactly what I'm going to do, and so I'm just going to do it, and, I'll be fine, and either I win or I lose. No, it's about going in with a game plan, but when something isn't working, you switch it up, and he saw that Cass was winning the combinations, or the trading, so he just said, I'm not going to trade anymore, Crooks, and that was the difference.
Yeah, it really, really is, and you hit the nail on the head. That is when you're fighting the kind of talent and caliber of people that are at the high level of the ESFL, you have to go in with a game plan, but be willing to make those in-fight adjustments. If you can do that, you're going to put yourself at a better chance to actually win against high caliber guys than not. And that's exactly what Striking did. He did a great job of, he had a rough first round, but picked it up there at the latter half of the first round. And then in the second round, just came out, made the reads, got the timing down, and was able to get the dub.
Right, guys, just our co-main event and main event left tonight. But before we jump into the co-main, head over to the YouTube chat if you want to win yourself a copy of the game. The Xbox keys are about to be given away, one of them anyway. So first to answer the question correctly will win it in the Xbox chat. Boiler is ready to unleash the question. Good luck, boys, says Choo Choo Callum. I want to know what the question is as well. So the first trivia question is...
Let's see who knows this.
If you boys know it, don't shout it out, you know.
It's me. I don't even know the question.
Tempting. It might be. It might be one of you guys. That would be. Here we go. It's getting ready to type it out. I'm kind of on tense hooks as to what it's going to be.
No, we're just waiting in anticipation.
We're just waiting, man. I know people want to win a copy of this game out there. There are people without UFC 6. You literally competed last week. That's fair enough. Who is the producer of ESFL? Wow, that's kind of a broad question.
Oh,
okay, we got two.
We've got Boiler, we've got Z Hunter,
Marshall Mind,
Bailey in the plays, Boiler.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't think anyone has gotten it yet.
I feel like
not yet.
I'm a boxer. Yeah, Twitch is getting it right. If you're in the YouTube chat, jump to Twitch. You can get your answer.
Oh, you got to answer in the YouTube chat.
At the end of every
dubTC, Robin Ben, Mellow Coffee.
Mellow Coffee. Shout out to Mellow.
We love Mellow.
I still love how people cannot spell Bailey for the life of them. It's hilarious.
Oh, and we've got the answer.
There we go. Helix replays. Feckit is the correct answer. It's Feckit, man. We talk to him all the time. There's a guy in our ears. Feckit is the man. He runs every show. He shows up every week. You got to remember his name, guys. Don't forget it now. Fecker. You know, we've had it was pretty close. But well done, Helix. Well done. Feckit's #1 fan. You get yourself a copy of the game on Xbox. Congratulations, my friend.
We love Feckit over here.
Hey, yeah, and shout out to Feckit. A lot of people don't know, man, who Feckit is, but Feckit's been doing it a long time. So shout out to Feckit, man.
Best in the business, 100%, man. Okay, well done. Congratulations, mate. We will give away one more key before the main event. It is time for our co-main event of the evening. We've been talking this matchup up all night. We've got two veterans, two old school guys in Hammer and Lemus Khan. Let's go over to welterweight where they're making the picks, IF.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for this one. I mean, Hammer, famous, infamous, however you want to put it, this guy is a dog. He is always competing. He's always trying to get better. He's always calling the best out, and that's what I love about him. He doesn't shy from a tough matchup, and that is exactly what Papa Lemur is. ESFL champion. He beat Kinetic NRG to get that ESFL title. If you know Kinetic NRG, you know that is no easy feat. He is somebody, he loves the leg kicks. He is a big advocate of leg kicks. I hope we see some from him tonight. But he's a wrestler. He's a striker. He does everything. And Hammer, mostly a grappler, Crooks. What do you make of this matchup?
Yeah, I mean, Hammer versus Lemur. I mean, this is a stylistical matchup, right? Which is we got a striker versus a grappler, because Lemus Khan is very, very good in the stand-up. He likes to fight at a slower pace, but he also is really good at setting up leg kicks. He's really, really good at setting up leg kicks. Going up against somebody like Hammer, who is primarily looking to get the takedown, especially with this Sean Brady pick, that could end up biting him in the ass. So we're gonna see.
Yeah, I mean, Sean Brady is 91.9 overall. Islam 95.3, so really doesn't have an advantage anywhere over Islam, but he got the takedown straight away, so it's all about what Hammer does with it, and we know how good Hammer is. And maybe Lemus just picking Islam here to just give himself a chance on the ground. This is exactly what Hammer wants to be early on. Full mounts, IF.
Oh my goodness. I mean, the disrespect. Lemur is trying to glove touch and Hammer says no. That is part of the game, man. You gotta know that if these people are coming out, they don't have to glove touch you. They don't have to. I mean, maybe there's an argument they should, but he didn't, and now he's on top. What are you doing with this early position if you're in Hammer's situation, Crooks?
I mean, I'm looking to get into an advantageous spot, as you know, Lemus just got back up to the feet. So I mean, anytime you can get a takedown, which he gets another one right there, he needs to look to secure the position. Keep the fight here on the ground.
already building himself a ton of flow state meter as well with those takedowns. There's a deny and a half guard bump from Lemus Khan. Going to buy himself a bit of time, but it's scary how quick that flow state bar has gone up for Hammer. Trying to pass, and he's going to get the deny as well. It beats him to the transition. Sean Brady on top is no joke at all. We don't have his ground control stat up, but I believe it is one of his highest ones. 94 in takedowns. It's still all lower than Islam, but it doesn't really matter right here. Full guard again, though, for Lemus Khan. Foot on the hips. Gets denied, though, by Hammer.
Well, and right now, I think Lemur is trying to transition a little too fast. He gets the get up there, but look at his stamina, right? He's just going and going and going and going. And if he tries to move too fast, he's going to get denied. He's going to get his stamina drained, and then he's going to be in a really bad position. Hammer now off his back, where he's also very good, Crooks.
Yeah, and you see Lemus is trying to even the odds here with getting the grapple, or with getting the ground and pound right here. He tried to go and he rushed it. See, what you're saying is exactly true. He's rushing through these transitions a little bit too fast. He just needs to slow down, realize that he's in a really good spot here. He does have Islam, who has really good ground and pound and really good top control as well, as we see him landing some nice shots right there, and really just understand that this is a five-round fight. Yeah, it's a 5-round fight.
I think it is supposed to be 5, yeah.
Okay.
We're in our co-main event between these two lads. Ooh, the sweep as the stack guard comes out. That's huge for Hammer. Now he tries a submission attempt. Lemus Khan stays in it. Flow meter has stopped building, but
but look at that stamina for Lemus. I mean, it's all about the stamina game, and if Hammer starts to go for a sub, I mean, Islam certainly has good sub defense, but Hammer has the stamina advantage here, and let's see what happens, Crooks.
Yeah, this is a bad spot. Hammer's going to be able to get this arm bar, lower that submission bar down, and then it's going to put him right back into top mount, where he's going to be able to restart the process, but the round 1 ends, luckily, for Lemus there. That was a really bad spot that he was in.
We had people in the chat saying Lemus Khan's going to leg kick him to death, and, you know, he didn't even get to land one, I don't think, in that first round, so not ideal for Lemus Khan, who needs to stay more vigilant on that down block, and then we'll see if Hammer can start opening up some strikes to the head as a result. But he doesn't need to right now if he can keep hitting those takedowns, and the submission is going to be huge in terms of the scoring as well.
It absolutely is. And, you know, this could be Hammer's game plan going into this fight. You know, he's saying, look, I don't need to do damage. It's 5 rounds. Oof. I only have to win 3 of them. So he's immediately going for the clinch, and, you know, that's another opportunity for him to get the fight to the ground, Crooks.
Yeah, it is, and it's definitely is his strategy. You see him, he's not really throwing anything striking related. He's looking to clinch, he's looking to fake the takedowns, he's looking to get his hands on Lemus and try to get him to the ground. Look at, there's a nice double leg takedown into half guard right there, and we're restarting the process where we were in round 1.
Yeah, cut the angle nicely and was also pivoting when he shot that takedown, so I think it was even harder for Lemus to read, who threw a knee right at the start of the round. You know, tried to Jorge Masvidal him. That would have been good. But there was no initial shot from Hammer, who's back now in full guard. Double foot on the hips to the get up. That's great work from Lemus Khan. He lands another leg kick, but really only got 2 of them off. Let's see what he can do here. Throwing the uppercuts whenever he can to deter this lovely turning side kick to the body from Hammer. Also now landing some stuff on the feet.
Well, and that's the whole game. You get him to, you know, think about the takedown, and then you start throwing the strikes. You get him to throw the strikes, or you get him to start thinking about you throwing the strikes, and then they go for the takedown, and it's back and forth like this, Crooks. This is a master game plan from Hammer so far.
Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful game plan, and this is how a lot of grapplers / wrestlers in UFC 6, as well as even in UFC 5, would approach this matchup. They would get you so focused on your takedown denials that they would literally just nullify any offense coming back. As you see Hammer right here in a dominant position in back flat. This is a terrible position to be, but good job by Lemus regaining the postured up back position, denying the rear naked choke. He tries to transition, which is a bad idea, because then he gets right back into back flat, and hopefully, you know, he doesn't get denied, but he's getting a lot of shots landed on him here on the ground.
Yeah, those back flat ground and pound shots do so much damage. You're really limited in your defensive options as well. Thought about bumping, gets full guard. Hammer tried to beat him to the transition double fake and actually just passes on the first one there to the left-hand side, trying to get a Seeker side control. But Lemus doing a good job off his back, but really when you haven't got, you know, an offensive grappling game and you can't stop the takedowns, you get put in a really bad sort of grind of I have to get back to my feet so I can actually win some points. And so far, Hammer just really able to take over with his wrestling game.
Well, in Crooks, it makes you wonder, why go Islam if you don't plan to wrestle, right? If you're just going to get up after the takedowns. Do you think the pick was just truly to try to neutralize Hammer's grappling? And I mean, what adaptations do you make if you're playing Islam but you can't wrestle?
Yeah, I think it was 100% that he was just trying to nullify what Sean Brady is good at, right? Try to get Hammer to think like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to shoot the takedown because he's choosing Islam, but it's just not going his way. And if you're not going to use Islam to offensive grapple, you really need to just simplify your game plan. Instead of coming out trying to throw leg kicks just with no setup like that, just focus on defense and then work your way towards offense. Let your defense be your offense. Takedown denials are first. Leg kicks come after that. After you stuff that takedown, fire off the leg kick. Once he starts getting accustomed to that and starts checking those, then you start firing your 1-2 off. Keep it simple heading into these later rounds, and you'll be there towards the end.
Oh, and here we go, immediate adjustment.
The high crotch power takedown. Why the hell not? I mean, listen, try and get on top, but it might be a little too late. Oh no, we've got 5 rounds. What am I talking about? So not a bad adjustment, as you said, Zayev.
I mean, not at all. It's one of those things where you have to show that you're not just going to roll over if Hammer gets you to the ground. You know, even if it's a dangerous position for you to be in, you can't just say, oh, well, if you take me down, I lose the round. Because then he's just going to do nothing but shoot takedowns, Crooks.
Yeah, for sure. And that's exactly what he's been trying to do in the first 2 rounds. He's just been shooting takedowns. But you see here, this control that Lemus is having is going to start to wear on Hammer's mentality, especially with that low cardio that you see that he has in this 3rd round.
Bit of ground and pound as well. You know, not really too much damage done on either side. But the cardio, as you mentioned there, might start to play into it. We've got rubber guard here from Uncle Hammer on the bottom. Deny as well. And he's going to hit the sweep from it. Lovely. Oh, no, he did get it. Lovely sweep. Beautiful work. And, man, Lemus Khan got that takedown. Mix things up. But now he is on the bottom again. 3 minutes left on this round for Hammer to play with on the clock.
Yes, but now, if Lemur can reverse him, he needs to stay on top. He can't just think, oh, well, I just have to get up. No, you don't have to get up. In fact, you have to stay on the ground if you can. Or if you get up, go right back to the takedown. Because that's the only way you're going to deter Hammer from his game right now. Nice cage butterfly.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And let's see if Lemus is able to get back to his feet. It looks like Hammer reestablishes half guard right there. Smart position. And this is really coming down to grappling positional awareness. Because you've seen when Hammer was on bottom and he did have Islam in rubber guard, it didn't look like Lemus really knew how to deny or even fake out of that position. So it's going to come down to paying attention and having patience in the grappling aspect.
Hey, just as you said that, he manages to get backside and get some postured up damage off. Just a little bit there, nothing really landing through. But like you said, man, I kind of agree. You know, you're going to have to try and keep it on the mat if you can't stop these takedowns and just battle for these dominant positions. Get off while you can. If you can deny as well, though, you're going to burn some stamina from Uncle Hammer. And there's a nice deny from Hammer, though. He's probably going to try to set up another sweep. Oh, tries to get the full guard posture up to take it away, but another sweep straight to half guard top again. Oh, and another reversal. Why not?
This is what you love to see.
Yeah, exactly what you call for, Zayev.
You know, I love seeing a ground game with flow. A ground game that isn't just, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to deny. Nice crucifix from Lemur. 10 seconds left in the round, and much better round for Lemur, Crooks.
Yeah, it is. And he established that he can grapple. And look at all those denials that he had in top mount really started to tax Sean Brady's stamina, right? So heading into this 4th and 5th round, Islam Lemus is going to have the stamina advantage, which if he's able to get Hammer on the ground again and is able to establish top mount, he's going to be in a really, really good spot, on top of potentially getting his flow state, which, if you guys haven't fought Islam in UFC 6, is really grapple oriented and is going to help Lemus actually get a finish if he so chooses. All
right. I mean, it was all Lemus Khan on the replays in that round with the Ground and pound from top position, shoots another takedown. Nice defense from Hammer. Pulls guard into the guillotine. Why not? And he's probably quite confident in his ability to sweep from here, just as I was going to say. And now he's posturing up straight in full mount. Huge damage over and over again. Lemus has to frame that side. Losing some stamina, sure, but the damage. Nice way to start this round. Get straight ahead.
It's a really nice way to start the round. And I gotta say, I would like to see Lemur trying to go back to that cage butterfly. Yes, Hammer got him into half guard, but he has the option from mounts now. It's one more thing they added from UFC 5 to UFC 6. You can go straight to cage butterfly from full guard and from mount, and I like that he's doing that here. He's trying to use another method of just reversal and not allowing Hammer to be so dominant. But right now, Hammer back in top control, Crooks.
Yeah, and he's doing a good job of denying these transitions. I feel like Lemus needs to do a better job of faking on the ground. Throw up 2 or 3 feints. Oh, nice Kimura reversal right there. And it looks like he's going to switch it into an armbar, but a good job by Hammer actually getting it back to the full guard. Nice denial right there from Lemus. Gets stack guard. He's going to land some heavy ground and pound if he's able to get through the block. And now they're on feet on hips, but Lemus is doing a good job in this round so far.
Nice denial as well. You called for some fakes. He faked, went straight into that Kimura that put him into this spot here where he's now back on top and gets another stack guard position. Hammer, no hustle really to get out of that spot. And this is going to kind of equalize all the damage Hammer got off from that full mount right at the start of the round. That sweep is going to get denied again. Lemus Khan showing he can grapple, especially from top position. Now we're in this sprawl spot bent against the cage. Nice deny on the backside. He's going to let it back up. That's kind of wise right there. Let's see if Lemus can get anything off on the feet. But great fourth round right here again. This is getting more and more competitive the more this fight goes on.
It is, and it's because Lemur is making the adjustments. He's saying, look, obviously I think I'm a better striker than you, but I can't keep it on the feet. And as we go to the ground there, what he needs to do, he needs to reverse it, just as we've seen him do before, and he needs to get more damage off, Crooks.
Yeah, for sure, and he's establishing the top position when he gets it. As he's great sweep right there. Gonna get into full mount. He's gonna block that transition to back mount. Postures up. Go ahead, rain down some heavy ground and pound. If I was him, I'd pop my flow state and really just try to land as much damage as I could. But he's gonna conserve it. He's gonna block that transition towards the Kimura, and he's just gonna reestablish dominant top position here with Islam.
Yeah, definitely wise to block that submission attempt. That could have swung the whole round if that went bad. His stamina was down. Good frames from Hammer. That's some good defense right there. Going to try and hit this sweep. Or no, just sit to sprawl, excuse me. Backside's probably not going to come off. No, sits to the half guard. Either way, great fourth round. We have one more to play for here in our co-main event. Those who are asking about the giveaway will be giving away one more key for the game after this. But going into the fifth round, Zayaf, who is up right now? Is it Hammer?
I think it's 2-2. I think it's all to play for. I mean, at worst, the worst case scenario for Lemur is it's 3-1 Hammer. And he can get a 10-8 round and pull a draw here. But I think it's 2-2. I think it's anyone to play for, Crooks.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely 2-2 heading into this last round. And the momentum, I think, is in the favor of Lemus Khan. Is in the favor of Lemur. And nice counter to start off this round. I mean, it's going to come down to whoever is able to establish that top position and get the takedown.
Jabbing and trying to stay away. Eyes open for that takedown. Fakes a takedown. Tries to come up with a nice three-piece combo. A couple of that gets through. Any damage you can land on the feet is going to be just helpful in a fight this close and one that keeps hitting the ground. And that was a lovely denial on that takedown. And that's exactly what Lemus wants. To see if he sends that left leg a little more this round also. That uppercut firing through. Left hand firing through. Hammer just trying to walk through into this takedown, Zayaf.
He is. Well, and Crooks, you pointed out the Islam flow state, but that's not going to matter when Sean Brady gets him back on the ground. And let's see if Hammer can maintain top position here, he will win this fight. But if Lemur can reverse him, if he can do more damage, he's doing well, Crooks.
Yeah, like he did right there. He's able to get him up against the fence. He's going to go drag him back into back sitting. Now he's in a good position. He just got his flow state back. He's on the back of Sean Brady. He just needs to maintain this top control as much as humanly possible, which is a tough thing to do against somebody like Hammer, as he's raining down some nice ground and pound damage. But we all know Hammer's going to probably try to roll the full guard. Good job by Lemus right there denying it. Now where is he going to go? He's going to posture back up. Rain down some heavy ground and pound on Sean Brady.
Very nice.
Yeah, damage is what's been keeping Lemus Khan in this fight and equal on the scoreboards. Whenever he gets even just a moment of control, he's always looking to just get damage off. Goes back to the post drop for a third time here. And we'll know not everything's breaking through, just every single significant strike that lands is going to score, especially in what is a pivotal 5th round, Zayaf.
It's pivotal, but also you have to be incredibly careful. We don't know what these judges are saying. It could still be 3-1 hammer going into this 5th round. So if I'm Lemur, I'm trying to get damage. I'm trying to knock him down. I'm trying to get ground and pound rocks. I'm trying to do whatever I can to at least secure a knockdown and maybe sway the judges in this last 1 minute, 20 seconds of this fight, Crooks.
Oh yeah, now is not the time for Lemus to get conservative as if he's winning the fight just because he's winning this last round. He definitely needs to, if the opportunity presents itself, either get a knockdown, go for a submission, pop your flow state as he lands a nice counter lead hook. He needs to try to land something to stamp this round as his.
Man, Hammer coming forward desperate, trying to throw some big shots. Almost let that teep go. Mirroring each other, nice pull straight left. Lemus showing he maybe has the little bit of an edge in the striking as well. Ducks under the head kick. That was perfect timing. What a smooth sequence, IF. I know you like that.
That was so nice. He pulls, he gets right under the head kick for the single leg. Postures up, gonna get some last minute damage here. It's close. It's so close. Let's see who's got this one, Crooks.
Yeah, if I was gonna give it to somebody, I'd probably give it to Lemur, just because the last 3 rounds he really changed up his game plan, started establishing his dominance in the wrestling aspect, and really just started to take control over the fight a little bit more than I feel like Hammer did.
Yeah, as soon as we kind of all agreed that maybe it's time to start grappling because it keeps ending up there, he started to win a lot of those grappling exchanges, got some good sweeps off, defended himself well, but Hammer also dominated early, got a lot of takedowns and ground and pound. What a close fight. And the winner,
and it goes to Lemur.
Takes it. Wow, good work from Lemus Khan, man. Way to come back in that fight. Didn't get as many leg kicks off as many of you wanted to see, but man, Zayaf, what a turnaround performance.
I mean, it's so intelligent of him. He saw, you know, look, Hammer saw 24 takedowns during this fight. You know, when people are shooting that many takedowns, especially when you're as good of a grappler as Hammer, you're not going to keep it off the ground. But he adjusted, he started shooting back, he reversed, and he won those last 3 rounds on every judge's scorecards. That is the mark of a champion, Crooks.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, kudos to Lemur for really just understanding that, hey, you know what? This is the way that the fight is going to go. And instead of just accepting like, hey, you know what? I got to be defensive all fight long. He decided, hey, you know what? I got a grappler too. And my grappler is better than your grappler. And I'm just going to grapple you too. If you want to grapple me, we can do this all day long. He was able to establish his grappling from round 3 on. And in that last round, just did a really good job of countering up top. Then got the takedown, was able to maintain the control, and really just pulled the fight out of the fire.
Definitely, man. Well said, the pair of you. All right, guys, we're jumping over to the Twitch chat now. That's where the next game key is going to be given away. So get your trivia ready. We have just the main event to play for. And people in the Twitch chat, you have, you know, about to win an Xbox key for the game. I know there's been people waiting. If you are in the Twitch chat as well, we'd appreciate a follow if you've enjoyed yourselves. Those of you complaining about adverts, by the way, if you sub on the Twitch, you get no adverts. The same thing if you join the membership program on the YouTube, there's no adverts either. Just saying. Just saying true. If those adverts are bothering you. All right, here we go. First, to answer the following question, here it comes from Boiler himself.
What's it gonna be?
Yet again.
Oh, and I do want to point out the call out, Bone doing work, wanting Lemur.
Yeah.
I love it. I would love to see that one.
That's a good fact. A good matchup as well. Old school, yet again. We've had a lot of mixes here. Okay, here's a question. Who won the UFC Esports League Summer Series Grand Finale? I'm not sure if I know the answer. We've got Trixie, we've got Romero, we've got Blake Tyler, we've got Peyton, Lemma.
All of those are wrong.
Yeah, it's close though.
Oh.
Back in the day, was it? I don't think it was.
Oh, there it is. There it was.
Suave Jamie? I don't know.
No,
Was
it was Death Punch.
It was Death
Oh
Punch.
my goodness!
It was
Wow.
Oh my God.
Now,
Goggins got it right.
Now let me tell you guys how I know that, because I won one ESFL Summer League series, and I was able to make it to the finals. I remember I was in EK at the time, and I beat Ed Parker on my way there. And I remember I was like, man, I'm gonna beat Death Punch, but I had to work, and he won. So
Man.
kudos to him.
I remember because Death Punch was submitting everybody, and I remember because we did that one for the UFC, and they were absolutely thrilled because everyone was really hyped up by Death Punch as he just like ran through the competition with subs.
Yeah.
Wow, I forgot that even happened. That is thrilling.
Where is Death Punch? We need him back.
He still plays. I seen him not that long ago.
Well done, this is so hard to say. Gavid Doggins, that's it. Even though I want to say David Goggins, so easy.
It's David Doggins.
It's hard to say it. Anyway, either way, Death Punch, yeah, that's a nice memory there, and well done, Doggins. You've won yourself a copy of the game. Congratulations, mate. I hope you enjoy.
Why they make that question so hard though, man? That question's like 6 years ago.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point. 6 years is a long time of gaming.
That
history,
is
to
a
be
long
fair.
time. Boy, they're throwing out ancient memory, bro.
Ages and ages away. All right, we are just waiting for the guys to get in for this main event, but let's talk about it a little bit here. Zayaf, I'm sure you can tell us about the two men in the main event. And we've got Suave Jamie, one of the most decorated fighters of all time, and Vuk as well, who's challenging him tonight, number 3 versus number 22. They're just lobbying up, so we'll go into this fight when it's ready as you start, Zayaf.
Yeah, I can absolutely tell you about Suave Jamie. Okay, Suave Jamie is possibly one of the best, if not the best player in all of EA Sports UFC history. It's like there's like 4 people that you could say that about. You know, I made a video quite a few years ago called The 4 Kings of UFC 4. Suave Jamie was one of the 4 kings, right? He is an elite level player, ESFL double champion. There is nobody doing it like him. And I'm very excited to see what he's going to bring against Vuk, Crooks.
Yeah, for sure. Jamie is no joke. He's been running things for a while in UFC. I mean, I remember him back before he was even Suave Jamie. I forgot what his name exactly was, but even back then when he was a no-name and I fought him, I was like, this dude is really, really good. So I'm really interested to see how his game is going to adapt over to UFC 6. And of course, he's taking on Vuk, who is no slouch in himself. The guy is a really, really good player at the game. So we're going to see, especially with the Khabib and Tony Ferguson matchup.
Wow.
All right, here we go, touching gloves. Now, this is just 5 rounds. It is not best of 3. Khabib versus Tony was crazy, the fight we never got to see. And both guys have so many different skill sets, Zayaf.
They do, and I really like the pick from Suave Jamie. You know, he used to be known as, you know, the Conor McGregor specialist. But Vuk gets a nice takedown there. But Suave Jamie, he does everything. He can fight off his back. He can fight, you know, as a wrestler. He does whatever he wants, and that is why Tony Ferguson is such a good pick for him. Let's see if he can get some really nice work off the back here, Crooks.
Yeah, and this is a really tough position to be in for anybody other than Tony Ferguson. I mean, if you're going up against a grappler, Tony Ferguson is going to be the pick that you want to have if you're going up against somebody like a Khabib Nurmagomedov. But you see the difference here is that Jamie is staying lightweight patient here. He's not really trying to scramble too much. He understands that he's at the GA disadvantage. He's just going to allow Vuk to actually just posture up and is really just staying patient to not allow Vuk to really get a stamina advantage over him.
Little fake there with the arm triangle, taking side control there nicely as well. Not a good place to be, but you've got tons of options if you're Tony on the bottom. And this is, you know, kind of like a strange pickup for Jamie. We usually see him play strikers. Obviously, Tony has some great weapons on the feet as well. But this is not where you want to be. Exactly what you said, Crooks.
It's not where you want to be at all. Oh, sorry, Crooks, go ahead.
Go ahead, Zion, go ahead.
You know, it's not where you want to be at all, because the thing about Tony Ferguson is he needs flow. He needs to be constantly moving. That's what makes him so dangerous, is he has, you know, all these submission attempts and Vuk posturing up with the ground and pound flow state. I mean, dominant first-round wrestling performance, and not a position we usually see Jamie in, Crooks.
Yeah, for sure. And you see that Vuk is just coming out and really establishing himself as he hits him with a nice elbow right there. Now, Jamie had to be careful because we all know what people love to do in UFC 5. That is another option in UFC 6 is when they land and they hurt you, it can drain your stamina down and they could potentially go for an armbar. So good job on Jamie's part actually getting Vuk out of that top mount position. And now they're just back to square one with the half guard.
A minute left in this first round. You know, we saw from the last fight, it doesn't really matter how these early rounds go with all this control. So we'll see how much damage Vuk can get off. But Jamie can have some great recovery stats on Tony as well. Already cut open though and bleeding all over the canvas is not a good place to be. That is a fair amount of damage. I mean, the ground striking on Khabib is so high. I think it's 100. I'm pretty sure it's a 100. We'll have a quick look right now, but you've got to mitigate as much as that if you can. It is 100 on takedowns, 100 on ground strikes. Yeah, we'll have to see how this plays in. I mean, you got the 100 chin and the 100 cardio on Ferguson on the other hand.
Of course you do, but the thing is, you say it doesn't matter. It only doesn't matter if you can turn it around. And what we saw from this first round, Vuk got Jamie down, and Jamie could do nothing. I mean, Vuk was transitioning. He was denying all of Jamie's transitions. He was dominant, and he's already cut Ferguson open. Now, Ferguson likes to bleed. We know that. But it's not a good sign when you're getting dominated that early. He's not going to be able to go to the ground with Vuk, and that's a really big problem when somebody's using Khabib, Crooks.
Yeah, and to add on to what you were saying, it was the way that Vuk got Suave Jamie onto the ground. He didn't just shoot a takedown randomly. He set it up with strikes. And that is what's going to be a problem for Jamie because Vuk could just stand there and start exchanging with Jamie on the feet. But at any point in time, he can shoot. Look at the bail right there. That's what I'm talking about. He can set up strikes and add takedowns off of those strikes. And that's going to be a tough thing for Jamie to deal with.
Oof, nicely body kick off the back foot. Nice straight right. Jamie letting the striking go, using that reach of Ferguson as well. But man, not only do you have to have the timing on point, but that is literally the highest level takedowns in this game you've got to deal with. It's going to be hard to stop. Vuk sparing no mercy with that pick here tonight. Got his flow state meter built up as well. Once he gets to a dominant position, Jamie's going to have to really watch out for that. And you can see the body health just draining in real time from those short shots from Khabib.
Well, and more than anything, Vuk is demoralizing Jamie. Because the more time you spend on your back, the more you have to work on your feet to get up, to make up the damage you're taking and all the top control that the judges are going to reward. Vuk is playing the long game. And, but nice rubber guard from Jamie, Crooks.
Yeah, rubber guard can be a tricky position to be in. It looks like Vuk is doing a good job of faking those transitions right there. Is he going to be able to get back full guard? He does. But that's a threat off the back. The rubber guard is a really, really tricky spot if Jamie's able to get it again. But we see Vuk pop in that flow state. Jamie's going to try to get to sprawl, which he does so successfully right there. And let's see, how Vuk is actually going to approach this.
Yeah, you talk about being demoralized, but he did just see the co-main event play out the way it did. Tony does have great recovery, so he's not taking a ton of damage. Really, it's still all to play for, even if he does get dominated in these early rounds. At the halfway point, we'll see how the fight's still looking. But to your point, Zayaf, the levels on the ground, Vuk is showing he's got a great ability to lock Jamie down once we're in this position, even with all the stats Tony has off his back. Jamie's got some great sweeps, though, as well, but there's another deny right there for Vuk, and that is definitely going to start draining on him mentally.
Yeah, well, the game we play here and the game Vuk is playing, I need 3 rounds. You give me 3 rounds and I win the fight. I don't have to do damage. I just have to beat you on the scorecards. And when Vuk locks down 2 rounds, he only needs 1 of 3, 4, and 5. And if he gets Jamie down once, 1 takedown in 3 rounds, it looks like Jamie's not going to be able to get back up. And that's a big problem, Crooks.
It really, really is. And to kind of add on to what we were saying with the last fight, right? The last fight's going to be completely different because of the way that Vuk is setting up these takedowns. These takedowns are not just from shots that are just random, right? He's shooting off of punches, which Jamie is a striker. Vuk might just be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to stand here and strike with him and get him comfortable and then shoot for the takedown off of it at any point in time. And then Khabib, we all know he has the best grappling in the game, right? So it's a different level of threat that Vuk has here over Jamie.
Yeah, we'll see what adjustments Suave Jamie can make. Obviously been in a lot of title fights, a lot of big matchups. Yeah, it's going to be tough though, but if anyone could do it, Suave Jamie can. He only needs a little bit of time on the feet to get things go. Not having a huge punch power stat is going to make things a little difficult to turn things around on the feet. You're going to have to really time stuff. In fact, Khabib has more power than Tony. But, man, it's been a fun matchup so far. I mean, Vuk coming in the number 22 guy, taking it to the number 3 guy right now.
Yeah, it's incredibly impressive to come in and just say, hey, I've got my game. I'm better at my game than you are at your game. And if I get you into my game, you're just going to lose. And Vuk goes right for the takedown. And yes, 440 to work. Jamie has not shown once that he is able to get up off of his back once Vuk takes him down, Crooks.
Yeah, he really hasn't shown. He has to threaten with something. He has to start using the fakes off the ground. You know, the down fake is a really good one with Tony Ferguson, not just repeatedly trying to go for this rubber guard. He needs to actively be trying to get off of his back.
Posturing up is getting denied, which is a good job, especially because that flow state got popped. So Jamie definitely doesn't want to let that happen. Can't find the rubber guard though. He's managing to hold full guard fairly well here at the start of the round, but you know, Vuk's trying a lot of fakes, and there's the sweep. Finally gets it off. We mentioned the sweeps last round. Jamie has a lot of old school sweeps in his arsenal as well, and just trying to punch each other to get some GA, but it's so hard to generate any GA against Khabib.
Well, and we're seeing Vuk use a lot of undeniable fakes. Right now, you know, he goes for a fake that you can't deny. And if you try to deny it, then you just give Vuk grapple advantage. But Jamie, he is a very, very good top position wrestler as well. It's something that we saw him bust out at ESFL Live Las Vegas against many players. He gets you to the ground. He can be suffocating as Vuk is. He will not let you up unless he wants to, and he did right there, Crooks.
Yeah, I agree with you. Jamie is a good grappler when he's in top position. He can hold it if he so chooses. It was a good job from him to get back to the feet when he was in Khabib's full guard, because if not, he runs the risk of getting swept. But here is where he needs to do his damage. He needs to land something on the feet to really sway the round in his favor, because if not, you know, if Vuk's able to land another takedown, then he's got 3 rounds in the bag.
Trading jabs at distance here. Trying to find that shot, but that right hand is still a bit of a threat from Khabib. Jamie obviously super careful about those takedowns as well. The head health damage
Sorry, I interrupted.
Is creeping up. No, it's all good. It's just going to say that head health is definitely not on his side as well. So it's going to be hard to find a recovery. Got that flow state, but there's a body shot that gets blocked. That check hook landed though.
Well, you know, the minor shots add up when you're ground and pounding for 2 rounds just straight of Khabib pressure. That long-term head health is going to go down. And what we're seeing is Vuk threatening the takedown and then going for the shots upstairs, Crooks.
Oh! Nice flying knee right there, and that's exactly what Jamie needed. That's going to steal him this round, because now both guys had top control. Both guys landed some good shots, but now Jamie actually has that lead advantage, and now he's starting to open up. He's starting to open up for the rest of the round, and that's a good job on Jamie's part, finding that flying knee timing, able to get that stun, and now it's 2-1 heading into this 4th round. And now, you know, Vuk might be starting to feel the pressure a little bit, because he needs to bag one of these next 2 rounds before Jamie really takes this 4th round.
Oh, horrible straight punch right there on the replay. Jamie managed to back him up, keep him on that fence. There's the left flying knee. Really nice work, especially when he had nowhere left to retreat. And that spells good news for Jamie if he can put his opponent in that same situation again in these championship rounds, start to chip away. I think because the stamina's dropping a little bit for Vuk, it might be harder to get those takedowns off as well, Zaya.
You know, it is, no matter what, it is harder to get your opponent down later in the fight unless you've already built a significant advantage. And that's because they start to see your setups, right? They start to know, oh, well, he shoots the single leg under my hook. Or, oh, well, he fakes the single leg into the strike, as we see there. It's one of those things where you can read strikes, yes, but you can also read wrestling attempts, Crooks.
Yes, you can, because if you're too predictable, then somebody knows when the takedown is actually coming. And the thing is with Tony Ferguson as well, Tony Ferguson has takedown reversals. So he could potentially reverse the takedown into a dominant position for himself. And that's something that Jamie is high level enough to actually know. But Vuk is doing a good job of landing some heavy shots here on the feet.
Just leading combinations with that right hook. There's a nice roundhouse, though, that steals back a little damage. Lead kick to the body has been money all night for Jamie. But yeah, that right hand from Habib is still a weapon. Lovely fake to the level change. Gets a takedown. Here we are, 3:20 on the clock. Let's see what Jamie can do.
Yeah, and lots of undeniable fakes coming out from Vuk once again, really just using that tool to build the grapple advantage. And that seems to be what he's all about. Just build the grapple advantage as much as you can and then move. Don't, go into a movement war with Tony Ferguson. Just sit and wait and wait and wait and build and build your momentum, build your grapple advantage, then move. But nice denial from Jamie there, who's going to try to use his own grapple advantage, but can't get it, Crooks.
Yeah, it's definitely a smart strategy. And you could tell that Vuk is a high-level grappler because this is a high-level grappling strategy right here. Punching the body, just waiting, being patient, denying everything that's coming off from Tony Ferguson off of his back, gaining that GA. It's okay if he stood up, which we see Herb Dean's going to stand both guys up. He's been able to get Jamie to the ground, but Jamie has been doing a good job of as well just staying patient, even when the GA meter is not in his favor, denying the transitions. One thing that I would like to actually see him do is if he notices that Vuk is throwing a lot of undeniable transitions up there, just transition straight through it.
And he's straight back up, though. 1:25 on the clock. To see if he can get something else off. Jamie's looking for those big head kicks. The flying knee is going to be there. Spinning elbow hasn't really come out yet either. And sometimes you need those super damaging moves. He gets caught while throwing the body kick. Great timing from Vuk, again with a big hook, Sire.
Yeah, and that's big. That's the round for him. Just like we were talking about before, when you take the first two, you only need one of the last three. And Vuk knows that. He knows he doesn't have to do too much. Jamie gets a reversal here. Let's see if he can try to steal some damage back in these last 35 seconds. Crooks, he gets up.
Yeah, he gets up because he knows, he either needs to go to stack like he is right here to land some good solid damage. That's going to be really the only place that he can do so, especially with 11 seconds only left here on this clock. Vuk's going to get back up, but there's not going to be any time for, as he lands another jumping knee into the block. But that's Vuk's round. Good job on Vuk's part, getting that damage on the feet.
Yeah, man. I mean, those knees are good, but guard was up that time, and it might be a Hail Mary round right here for Suave Jamie. He's definitely maybe stolen one, but it's hard to say if he's taken any others. Damage on both sides, but Vuk also been landing on the feet, and if he hadn't been doing that, I think maybe Jamie would have more of a chance.
It's very possible, but you cannot count Suave Jamie out. He is a monster for a reason, double champion. He knows how to come back. He knows when it's time to go, balls to the wall, get desperate. And let's see what he's still got in his toolbox, Crooks, because the fight's not over.
Yeah, for sure. Jamie, you can never count Jamie out, especially if they're on the feet. It'd be wise on Vuk's part to get a takedown as soon as he possibly can and force these grappling exchanges. But it looks like Jamie is just coming out, letting everything hang out. There's the takedown from Vuk, and he's able to get Tony Ferguson back on the ground. But just because Tony's on the ground, you gotta avoid this rubber guard right there.
And he gets a deny right as we get started. No, fake, excuse me. Tries to transition, doesn't get out. There's the posture up, though. Back to the full guard. And yeah, Jamie is running out of time perhaps to make something happen here. He's landing a lot, and that block is dropping on the feet, but he's not cut through with anything damage in this round. No rocks to steal anything. So if he gets up, he's going to need something big. Most likely, Vuk, if he gets to a dominant spot, could really start opening up and stealing this, but still all to play for. 3 minutes on the clock.
Right, what we're seeing is Vuk knowing it's time to whittle away. But Jamie going very smartly for a submission here. Nice flow state pop from Vuk. Let's see what they can do with this, Crooks.
Yeah, Vuk did a good job of popping his flow state, made it easier for him to actually get out of that submission right there. He's going to roll the back sitting. Now he's got good control. He denies Jamie's attempt to roll to full guard right there. And this is just, I know a lot of people don't like this type of gameplay in terms of the grappling, but this is not an easy thing to do. what Vuk is doing to Jamie, that is so experienced, that's been a double champion, that has been competing at the highest level for years at the UFC games. He is just manhandling somebody that has not been manhandled like this in a long time.
He really hasn't.
Nice. Good takedown once again. Jamie been doing what he can off his back, but Vuk been so consistent with the takedown. Be interested to see how many of those he's landed when we see the final stats and the final numbers. Foot on the hips into a final armbar attempt here. I want to see if Jamie gets this off. This is big damage here. That's a fake. That's also a fake right here from Vuk. A little struggle and another fake from Vuk. Another fake from Vuk. Throwing the leg over now. Let's see if he'll actually try and transition and go for it. That, I believe, was a deny right there. And he's going to stretch it out. That's huge, Zayaf.
Yeah, if he gets one more, and he's going for the submissions, but it's a little late for that, and he's not going to have the time, and he knows it. Vuk gets up here, but with only 10 seconds left to work, you have to think this one is 3-2 to Vuk, Crooks.
It really is, man. He did a great job of really maintaining top control, getting those 3 rounds, and really stalling Jamie out up until the last round. I mean, obviously that submission happened, but it was already too little too late.
All right, well, we're going to get the official scorecards in just a second. Great matchup between these two top players. We knew it was a tough style matchup. Jamie last week took on a tough challenge as well. Didn't go his way, and again, taking on another tough challenge in Vuk, who's fought a very intelligent fight, got to implement his style as a dominant grappler. You know, we know he's got good striking. He let some of the hands go here, but let's see what the final decision is. Arena speech is muted, so we won't know until we know. Huge gash. Oh, no, it isn't. Okay. Here we go.
All 3 judges score this contest.
3 judges.
48-47. Declared the winner by
48-47, 3 rounds to 2. And there we go. K1's Vuk gets the win over Suave Jamie in the main event here tonight. Great performance, dominant grappling, and that is a scary individual for everyone to have to go up against, Zayaf.
I mean, it's really hard and very impressive from Vuk to implement such a game plan against Jamie, who has been fighting that kind of thing again since UFC 3. It's so fascinating to see him do something like that to one of not just the top players, but top grapplers in UFC 6. I mean, ostensibly in UFC 6, obviously in UFC 4 and 5 as well. It's very, very impressive for him to do what he did. 13 minutes of top control in a 25-minute fight. Doesn't get much better than that, Crooks.
Yeah, it really, really doesn't. And I mean, the way that he was setting it up too. And he's going to benefit off of the next patch that's going to get dropped for the game, right? That they were talking about implementing, punching to grappling and stuff like that. So it's a beautiful grappling performance. It really, really is. And I know Jamie, we gave Jamie a lot of kudos before the fight started with his accolades and stuff that have happened in the ESFL. I don't think that we can put enough or give enough credit to Vuk for this game plan, because like I said, what he just did to Jamie is not an easy thing to do. We've seen Jamie get beat in striking matches. We've primarily with that. We've never seen really him get dominated like that in the grappling aspect, if ever, in a very, very long time. So Vuk is definitely somebody to look out for, and he's not going to be an easy out for anybody in the ASFL.
Well said, gentlemen. There you go. Main event winner Vuk does a great job coming in with the Habib pick, taking it to Suave Jamie. And Jamie, again, has to suffer another loss. Again, fought well, 3 rounds to 2. So not like total domination there tonight, but difficult matchup. And comes out on the losing side here tonight. That number 3 spot might not stay there forever. And Vuk definitely going to move up some legacy rankings with a win over the number 3 guy. I can tell you that. Right, guys, let's have a quick preview of tomorrow's card as well. We've got Prioxis in the main event taking on Mello. Should be a fun matchup. Same start time right here tomorrow. We have more game keys to give away as well if you're looking to get a key. And we should tune in for that one, guys. Prioxis, I think he's going to do some competition this time around. Zayaf, it'll be fun to see him back and competing in the ESFL.
It absolutely will. I think Prioxis is such a fun player. He is somebody that really believes in the simulation aspect of the EA Sports UFC fighting series. He's somebody that believes that We should be fighting how the fighters fight. And that is something that UFC 6 emphasizes too. I think it is the perfect match of player and game. And if we're seeing him competing, ESFL is all the better for it, Crooks.
Yeah, for sure. Pride, definitely. He's one of the players that I said once we realized what UFC was, and especially after the beta, I was like, okay, Pride's definitely going to be one of the top players in the game. I just fought against him on the Mellow MMA event, and it's definitely no easy outing. It really isn't. He knows how to make his reads. He knows when to throw things. He has great footwork, and he's not going to be afraid to try to really engage with you in the striking aspect. So I can't wait to see him compete. Really, that fight in the Mellow MMA card really made me want to come out and compete, so that way I can compete against him again. But I can't wait to see him versus Mellow, because Mellow is a dog too. He is a dog. He trains with a lot of high-level players. So I think tomorrow's main event is going to be crazy.
All right, guys, tune in here to catch all the action. There we go. Well laid out by these two gentlemen. I will be live on Twitch and on the YouTube. Do chuck us a like and a sub if you're on the YouTube, and a follow on the Twitch as well. Thank you very much for supporting tonight. We hope you enjoyed all the action. We had some great fights. UFC 6 is officially out today as well, so I hope you all enjoy it. And jump on ranked. I'm sure there's a bunch of new players to get your teeth stuck into as well. Thank you very much, Zayef. Thank you very much, Crooks the Great, as well. We appreciate you guys, both high-level players, tippity top, giving some insight and analysis here tonight. Definitely go back and pay attention if you miss some of it. You're going to learn a thing or two. Thank you, Boiler, for doing all the wrangling as well. Z Hunter, El Presidente, as always, and Feckit. Those of you who don't know, now you know, the man in our ears running the whole show. That is it from us, guys. Thank you very much. We will see you tomorrow night for more of the same. Prioxis in that main event against Mello. Until then, good night. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you soon. Goodbye.